Dave Woloshin, weekday mornings from 10 to 11. It's time to get up and get your day started.
Get up! Get up!
It's Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning.
Morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. The first hour of Sports 56 Mornings is brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery in downtown Memphis. Now, here are your hosts, Greg and Eli.
If you stop me up, if you stop me up, I'll never stop.
Let me add to the conversation. Good morning, everybody. Welcome in to Sports 56 Mornings as we wrap up the work week, get you set for the sports weekend. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Jay Hand with you on this Friday, July 24th, 2026. We're live and local, broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure, where family and fun come together. They got everything you need for a great summer and really all year long. All those needs are right there, from above ground pools to all types of patio furniture to all types of great games as well. Arcade games and billiard tables and so much more. 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. That's where it's located. That's Family Leisure. Today, we're looking at a cloudy day for the most part. 87 degrees for the high. Not as high humidity. So like yesterday, a little bit more comfortable out there. We could see some precipitation later on in the day into the evening, about a 25% chance. And then things start to get hotter over the weekend. 88 Saturday, but 97 on Sunday. But tomorrow, Saturday, is your best chance for precip at about 70%. And then we open up the week next week, blazing hot with temperatures that'll be reaching triple digits. And, of course, you throw in the heat index, and that means stay inside if you can. Hour number one of the program is brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. If you're going to go out, why not go to Old Dominick Distillery and enjoy an award-winning craft spirit or a local beer in that fantastic distillery bar? It's right there where the distillery is, right? It makes sense. That's why they call it the Distillery Bar. It's at 305 South Front Street. Now, at Old Dominick Distillery, they produce Tennessee whiskey, bourbon whiskey, Honeybell citrus vodka, Formula 10 gin. Absolutely outstanding. And now they have they've had it for a while. But right now, through September 7th, they're inviting you to take a distillery tour free of charge. Locals and visitors alike can book a free tour of Old Dominick's downtown Memphis distillery, where you can learn how award-winning spirits are made from grain to glass. All you need to do is go online to OldDominick.com. There's some details there, also some restrictions that you'll want to read. But sign up for a tour of Old Dominick Distillery. Old Dominick Distillery, come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis, and we cheer them for being the first hour sponsor of Sports 56 Mornings, getting our day kick-started as well. Coming up on the program today, SEC Media Days now over. However, today, at some time today, they're going to release the media poll, the predictions for the upcoming season. We got some tidbits still from the final day yesterday that included Ryan Silverfield, the new Arkansas head coach, the former Memphis Tiger head coach. Arch Manning spoke in the afternoon as well, so we'll get to that. But it's also American Conference Media Days. Started yesterday, but today the coaches and the players are on hand in St. Petersburg. And we are scheduled to be joined at 8:30 by Charles Huff, Memphis Tigers head football coach, and their senior linebacker, Mike Montgomery, who came with Coach Huff from Southern Miss to Memphis at 8:40. So we'll see, fingers crossed, hopefully things go off without a hitch, and we'll get both of them in the 8 o'clock hour. Of course, John Varlas will join us in about 20 minutes or so, as he does every Friday at 7:25. And Joe DeLeon, who normally joins us at 8:25, he'll join us at 9:25 to talk college football and NFL, as we do every week with Joe. We also have 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. We'll do that at approximately 9:05. We'll take your calls and texts on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines at 901-360-8255. I was able to check out the Memphis Tigers basketball team yesterday in practice. I'll give you my thoughts about that. We got some other NFL news to get into and some NBA rumors as well. So we got a busy Friday to wrap up the work week. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I am fantastic.
You ready for the weekend?
I'm very much ready for the weekend.
We're always working for the weekend. Mike Reno and Loverboy once said that.
By the way, I would because John Varlas will be here in a little bit joining us, and we talked last week about his the fact that he does not like Will Ferrell at all, or Will Ferrell's movies or anything else. I will give John this much: The Hawk, maybe the worst television show in the history of mankind.
I told you it was bad.
It is awful.
I told you, but Molly Shannon's good.
No, there is not a redeeming quality
Come
about that
on.
show.
She's good.
It's not fun. Like, I've
I
literally
know,
watched like
but
7
she's
episodes,
good.
and I don't think I've laughed yet.
But you had to love the performance of Steve Sands. Come on.
He was
Sandy was great.
He was as funny as anybody else in the show, and his part was not designed to be funny.
No, I'm with you. I said it. It doesn't mean, though, that you put all the eggs in the one Will Ferrell basket and say, well, because he wasn't funny in this and this wasn't a funny show, that he's over, he's done. But as far as this is concerned, like I told you, and I said it on the air, I don't know when I said it, but I binge watched that thing right away. No, not good. Molly Shannon I thought was great, but I thought everything else was bad, and Will Ferrell was just kind of forced. It was all forced. And I know Will's not exactly, splitting the atom with his comedy, but he's had some great movies. Come on, we have laughed like hell at some of those movies, but this series is not one of them. This is not worth your time. Let's just say it's not worth your time.
I don't even think I'm going to finish it. Like, I kept like watching the next one, hoping, okay, maybe the next one will have something funny in it. And then I'm like, nope, another half hour of my life gone. And then I watched another one, still no. And then I'm like, okay, I don't even know that I want to finish. I don't care what happens.
Well, spoiler alert, they're all killed in the final episode. Spoiler alert, no.
It's just,
I'm kidding.
That would be funnier than anything that's happened.
Easy now.
It is.
Easy.
Literally, there's nothing. I'm serious. Like, I have watched, I think I'm through 6 episodes of it. I don't believe I've even chuckled once.
I hear you.
It is horrendous.
I said it. I don't think you listened to me or heard me. You had to find out for yourself. You didn't have any belief in what I said, but I still think Molly Shannon was good, and she'll be good in these final 2 episodes if you watch. You might as well conclude and finish it up. But it was bad. Jay Ham, how are you, my friend?
Glad it's Friday and ready to go watch a few movies myself.
Have you watched any of The Hawk?
I haven't watched The Hawk yet.
No plans to watch The Hawk?
According to Eli, stay away.
You'll see.
Don't
Wait a minute. According to me, I said this a week ago. I mean, come on. Guys, I warned you both.
You did say that, but then my man said he struggled to find a Chuck.
Yeah, there may have been a Chuck or two from me. I can't remember when, but there may have been, but it was pretty bad. Pretty bad. On the flip side, the new Larry David show is pretty damn good on HBO. Have you seen that?
Yeah, so that, whatever.
Right, you said that the other day. And
I've watched a few of those.
That's pretty good. That's funny.
I at least chuckle at that. Like, I find some of it funny. Yeah.
Right. I mean, there are skits that go a little overboard and maybe not as funny, and there are others that are really, really good. Okay, before I dive into my thoughts from going over to watch Memphis Tigers basketball yesterday, I was very excited that we were able to do that. Here we are in July. Again, it's not the official practices, but they get a certain amount of hours that they can practice with the team during the, I guess, so-called off-season, and that's what we saw yesterday. But there was a little NBA rumor out there. Mark Stein had it and some others, that the New Orleans Pelicans are involved in active trade discussions that involve Jordan Hawkins. Now, I know Jordan Hawkins is not the biggest name in the world, but I bring it up because they say in that report that the Grizzlies reportedly are involved. So we're looking at that Grizzlies roster. We know that changes have to be made. I don't know if anybody's looking at that roster going, okay, they're going to add players because they got to get rid of players. But if those rumors are true, doesn't mean that they're going to land Jordan Hawkins, but perhaps they will. And what would that mean? Because he's a very talented player that's maybe behind a few guys in New Orleans that has the ability to shoot threes. Any thoughts on Jordan Hawkins? He's not the Hawk. He's Hawkins.
It just hasn't worked for him really in the NBA at this point. He was a first-round draft pick that just hasn't done really anything to this point. If they could unload do it, I don't see a need or how Jordan Hawkins would fit in any way on the Grizzlies as far as a player of any consequence.
Jahan?
He beat me to it. Just
Okay.
one of those where I like him as a player, but he hadn't just had a chance, I guess, to really get himself integrated like he should. Good talent. Cousin of Angel Reese, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, first cousin of Angel Reese. But just definitely needs a fresh start somewhere else.
Well, that's the thing, right? Sometimes all it takes is a fresh start, an opportunity. But again, just reading the report, not the actual report, but the story, it seems like it's not one of those guys just to facilitate a trade that may involve a D'Angelo Russell or somebody like that, a KCP. It looks like maybe from what I read that they're actually interested in the guy. So that change of scenery thing doesn't always work out, but a lot of times it does. So we'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on that. But obviously we're keeping an eye on the Grizzlies overall because we know moves have to be made. Couple of other NBA notes. According to reports, Jalen Brunson expected to go after a $300 million max extension next summer after taking a discount on his deal this past year, which worked out to perfection for the Knicks, winning an NBA title. All fair in love and war? Gave him the discount. Now he wants to get paid.
Again, if they're willing to do it and whatever he wants to do, yeah, they've got the championship at this point. So it's a little different situation than trying to allow them to put the players around you to win a championship. You already did it. So do what you want to do at this point.
Couple of things came out yesterday about Anthony Davis. One report said that Washington will not give him a max, but they're willing to go with a long-term deal, which still, again, just drives me batty with Anthony Davis, who seems to be injured every single year. And Shams reported that is not a holdup with LeBron James. Nobody being dealt to the Lakers, whether it be Davis or somebody else in some kind, not to the Lakers, but to Golden State, where he would end up signing with Golden State or any other situation like that. Shams says that that's not holding up anything that LeBron is doing. Right now, he's still deciding on where he's going to play. And Anthony Davis or nobody else is a determining factor in that.
The thing is, if that's not a determining factor, like if you're not waiting for that, what the hell are you waiting for?
He's milking it.
Like if there's nothing else that can happen that affects your decision, then I don't understand how you haven't made the decision.
Well, I tend to believe more of the story yesterday that he's a little pissed, perturbed, if you will, at Adam Silver for telling him, like, let's move it along. Let's get that decision made because we got things to do. We got a schedule to get out. And then maybe he's taking it to heart and saying, look, man, I don't care what he says. I'm LeBron freaking James. I'm not saying that I know that that's happening because I don't. Nobody knows. But it just seems to me that maybe that's what he's doing because I feel he's already made up his mind and he's just holding on to it. And when that decision is made or when that announcement is made is anybody's guess. All right, so I went over to Tigers basketball practice yesterday. The media was invited. And it was an intense practice. Really, very intense. And there were a lot of positives, certainly questions, and you're not going to get all the answers in one practice. But some of the things that I saw. First of all, Nemanja Popovic is a man amongst boys. He is athletic built. He's big, but he's not like bulky big. He's athletic big. He's 24. He's been there a week, basically. And the eligibility is still a question. I guess they got to figure all that stuff out. But he's practicing, and he's dominating. And what I liked about Popovic is after practice, we're doing the interviews, and he's over there taking shots. Just because he's not known as a three-point shooter, but he's looking at if he's ever going to get a shot in the NBA, he's already 24, he's got to be able to shoot the threes. But during practice, during the runs, I didn't see him take any threes. But during his time just shooting afterwards, he's shooting threes and making a high percentage of them. But in the game, he gets it on the block. He's got a little shimmy move, and he's got like a little half jump hook. He's got a little turnaround in your face, and he dominated. And he's putting guys on defense into position. He's been here a week. He's telling guys where to go, where to go, where to go. That's the veteran presence that Penny talked about afterwards. He was impressive, but I expected that to be because, again, you're bringing in a pro, and he is a pro. That was a huge pickup. If everything goes swimmingly, he is going to be a very good player this season for Memphis, and who knows what that will mean in the end. Couple of other things that I saw. Luke Alvadovar, the transfer from SEMO, has to be on the floor at some time. Whether he starts or is coming off the bench right away, he is extremely fun to watch. He can shoot the ball. He was making everything. He's making everything I saw. Then he had to leave because he tweaked a little hammy, but he was on the bike working out. It was no big deal. But he was making everything, and he was getting to the hole. He was reminding me kind of a Alex Caruso light, like a guy who was in the face all the time as a defender and then would hit the threes. So I liked him a lot. Cello Jackson, of the freshman, he looked really good. And, just talking to people, that Cello Jackson's going to get his minutes. He's going to be a rotation player. Cello Jackson's got size. He's got the ability to hit shots. He was hitting them. So I liked him a lot. And Tylik Weeks, they call him Bully. So get used to that name. He shot a couple outside shots, not a three-point shooter. But inside the paint, at the elbow, that's where he scores his points, gets to the free throw line. He was very impressed. And Jaden Reed, not only on the floor, but afterwards, what an impressive young man. And what I like about Jaden Reed is he has the experience. He played in the Big Ten. He looks like a pass-first guy. He's a very intelligent player out there and a great facilitator. And that's what was important for me in my mind with the point guards. But he talked about the history of the point guards at Memphis, his relationship with Penny. Just an impressive as hell, but he is diminutive. I mean, he is really, really small. Last year, Doug McDaniel, another small guy. We know that Davis was very small too, but Davis could shoot the rock. Reed is not that type of outside shooter. He's going to have to knock down some shots from time to time, but I think he is a great leader for this team. Maxime Logie is a guy who has great size. Got to get a little tougher. That's what I heard. Got to get a little tougher. And then you have a couple other guys like Brandon Cummings is not 100% physically, but he's out there. He has to make shots. He didn't make them. And Rehards Vavers is the big guy they got from Washington State. Not the big guy, but the wing who shoots threes. And saw him knock down a couple threes. Off the dribble, had a little trouble with his handle. But I think that's a guy who can help out a lot. They like William Wharton. They think William Wharton is going to be in the rotation. I mean, he is flying around. He is reminds me so much of DJ Steffens. And so, that's what's impressive. You got the youngsters like Fred Smith and Parker Pounds didn't do much. Julius Thedford is a guy that I'm sure will be in the rotation because of his energy. We know him from last year. Cornelius Williams, I think, is behind. Jerry Dang might be behind as well. But that's just my thoughts on the team. But a lot of things that put a smile on your face watching that team, Eli, but it's still right now a big guessing game on what they can be. Penny talked about the schedule, and Penny's not going to back away from anybody, so he loves having that tough schedule. There's still a couple of bye games that they have to add. I would imagine it's going to be coming up anytime soon because we're almost in August. But, yeah, it was nice to see those guys get a feel for who these guys are that we've talked about for the last 3-4 months.
Yeah, and, they all, Penny talked about, and they talked about the chemistry, and they'll talked about how much they like each other and how much time they're spending together. That certainly is good. Hopefully that continues throughout the season, and we don't have any of the issues that have crept up a lot through the years with problems with that chemistry. So that's good, and guys developing into leaders, things like that. So hopefully it all works out fantastic.
A couple of other notes, then we'll take the break. John will join us. John Varlos, by the way, was over there at practice as well, so we'll get his thoughts on what he saw. Memphis officially announces their football fan fest. That'll be coming up on the 6th.
8th.
The 8th, as I said, 3 p.m. Can't even read my own writing. 3 p.m., Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium, August 8th, free and open to the public. So that was announced yesterday. Also, from the NFL, Diego Pavia, the rookie out of Vanderbilt, cut by the Baltimore Ravens. That was quick. So we'll see if Pavia gets a chance with another team. Fernando Mendoza signs his rookie deal with Vegas. It was only a matter of time for the number 1 overall pick. 4 years, $57.27 million, but there will be no rush by Vegas as he will be behind Kirk Cousins to start the season. And the former Memphis/Ole Miss tight end Caden Prieskorn has signed with the Carolina Panthers. Didn't work out in Denver. I think he's had some looks at some other teams, including Cleveland. See, that's a guy to me look like a can't miss, but so far he's missed. But he'll get this opportunity now with Carolina. Again, hour 1 of the program is brought to you by the great folks at Old Dominick Distillery. You can find out more about them, their history, at OldDominick.com. They list all their whiskey and spirits. They list all their signature cocktails and instructions on how you can make them at home using Old Dominick spirits. It's right there on the website, OldDominick.com. Happy hour every Thursday. Of course, yesterday, maybe a lot of you took advantage of it from 4 to 7. They got a great happy hour at that beautiful distillery bar. It's 4 to 7 every Thursday with $7 cocktails made with signature spirits, $4 local beers. So whatever brings you downtown, or maybe you just live downtown, make it a night at Old Dominick Distillery at 305 South Front Street. Old Dominick Distillery, come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. John Varlos in the On Deck Circle. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Huey's has been serving the Memphis community since 1970. In this local, family-owned restaurant, you'll find a casual setting and laid-back atmosphere, where entertainment includes writing on graffiti walls and listening to live music every Sunday. Huey's has been voted best burger in Memphis every year since 1984, and most kid-friendly for more than 30 years. With 10 locations across Memphis and North Mississippi, there's sure to be a Huey's close by. Huey's Restaurants, blues, brews, and burgers for over 55 years.
Looking for that perfect piece that says forever? As did Grammy winner Lainey Wilson for her engagement. Discover the elegance of Holly Winter fine jewelry in Germantown. From stunning custom designs and engagement rings to timeless gifts you'll treasure for years, Holly Winter offers personalized service and beautiful fine jewelry for every occasion. Visit Holly Winter Fine Jewelry at the Shops of Forest Hill on Poplar, where Memphis finds sparkle, style, and something truly special. Holly Winter Fine Jewelry, 9155 Poplar, Suite 18.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. We've seen days, even what seems like weeks of soaking rain, damaging hail, and even flooding. So today, do one simple thing. Look up. If you see a water stain, bubbling paint, or discoloration on your ceiling, don't ignore it. What starts as a small roof leak can quickly become mold, turning a minor problem into a major expense. At Metro Builders Memphis, our professionals will inspect your roof, assess any storm damage, help mitigate further damage. We'll measure your roof from outer space and guide you through the repair or replacement process with an estimate on site with multiple options at that. Don't let them tell you your roof needs to be replaced when all it may need is some love. We'll give you an honest assessment so you can make the right decision for your home and family. At Metro Builders Memphis, call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or simply book your appointment online at metrobuildersmemphis.com.
All 16 650, acquisition PK4TE 349.9980, MSRP 24.825, Seltos V 5010936, MSRP 27.130, Sorrento TG 55570, MSRP 32.480, Telluride VGO 42305, MSRP 44.655, EV9 GG 00745, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895 must finance through KFA, excludes tax filing license with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details, offer valid through 7/31/26.
Jeff Allen, what's happening over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
Randy, I got some mind-blowing deals going on over here on Mount Moriah. 2026 Kia K4 LXS, $229 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2027 Kia Seltos LX, $269 a month, $37.99 due at signing. 2026 Kia Sorrento LX, we got it at $319 a month. And a 2027 Kia Telluride S front-wheel drive, only $449 a month. All 24-month lease, $39.99 due at signing. And 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP or get 0% for 60 months.
All equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Sports 56 traffic. Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery in downtown Memphis. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
American Conference Commissioner Tim Pernetti has taken the stage at the American Conference kickoff in St. Petersburg. We'll tell you what he has to say about the future of college football and the American Conference in particular a little bit later on in the hour, or a little bit later on in the show. But right now, it's time to continue hour number one. We do it every Friday at this time with our buddy John Varlas.
It's time for Greg and Eli's weekly visit with John Varlas of the Daily Memphian. Check out John's prep sports coverage and much more at dailymemphian.com. John is brought to you by Shoot 360 Memphis, where the pros and preps go to get their shot on. Shoot 360 Memphis. Now here's John Varlas with Greg and Eli.
He is the award-winning prep reporter from the Daily Memphian, but he's so much more. He's John Varlas. You can follow him on Twitter at John Varlas. Read his stories at the DM and listen to him every Friday right here on Sports 56 Mornings. John is brought to you by the great folks at Shoot 360 Memphis with two locations. The original Collierville, 85 Market Street. That number to call, 901-316-5500. Set up a tour or just stop by and ask them for a tour in Cordova, Big Orange Road at 901-779-3176. You can join now on a monthly basis. You can't beat that. The future of basketball training is here at Shoot 360 Memphis, and John Varlas is here. Good morning, John.
Hey, top of the morning, Greg Gaston. How are you?
I am fantastic. How are you, sir?
Eli, J. Ham, good morning to you guys. Hope everybody's well.
Fantastic. It's Friday, and you're here.
Well, I am, and I sure appreciate that.
Once you're here, I mean, everything's good.
Sure appreciate that kindness.
Wow.
It's really nice and pleasant outside, isn't it?
Oh, beautiful. Gorgeous.
It's okay. It's okay this morning.
Yesterday was awesome.
Reminds me of a funny...
Played golf yesterday. I don't even know that I broke a sweat.
Well, that's awesome. I break a sweat walking to the car. You know, just the way I'm wired. But this nice weather reminds me of a funny story. You guys want to hear it? It's sports related.
Sure.
So in my other life at the Commercial Appeal, at one point, I guess it was in August, we're getting ready for football season, and there was like a week or so where it was unseasonably cool. Like, I mean, the high temperatures were like, 72, 75 degrees, and this went on for a week, much cooler than normal. Mm-hmm. And one of the editors over there, guys you probably know, had the bright idea to say, hey JV, why don't you call around to some of these coaches and ask them how they're adjusting to the cooler weather? And I'm like, well, I guess it doesn't seem like there's much of a story, but I guess, and
were parka sales up for the 75 degrees?
I call it so. Go-to is usually like he is for a lot of things. High school Rodney Salisbury, and I call up and say, Coach, it's a lot cooler. How are you guys adjusting to the practice? He says, well, JV, we're not sweating as much. and I was like, well, there's no story here.
Breaking news from the commercial appeal. John Varlos reporting.
There's no story, right?
No, there's no story.
It just reminds me. So it's just a funny story.
We need weather like this for the golf tournament in a few weeks.
We do, but I'm dreading, right? Because we're only 2 weeks out. We got the 3M this week, and then I guess the Wyndham right now.
Well, the Rocket.
Oh,
and
so
then,
there's two more.
The Rocket Mortgage, then the Wyndham. But
then the St. Jude. Okay.
You guys are right. We need that. It would be nice. But guess what next week is here in Memphis?
That tennis tournament, right?
The tennis tournament, where they are playing
on hard courts.
Hard courts, outdoors.
Yeah.
And the featured courts don't have where you can go up and watch with the roof on. I don't understand what's going on. I really don't. But those women are going to bake because next week they're talking about triple digits for just the temperature.
No, I know it's going to be hot out there on the courts. I mean, yeah, I definitely don't envy the spectators and the competitors. No, it's going to be rough.
I don't know if I'll have time to do it today, but I'll certainly do it next week to give you my thoughts on, because I'm very happy about having a tournament here, having tennis here. I covered it for years when it was at the Racket Club. I called a bunch of the matches as well on the old Comcast network. But the fact of the matter is that they got to think through things before they go ahead and they just add things. In my opinion, I'll give you my thoughts on that. But John, first of all, do you have a bone to pick?
I do, and it's actually following up on Eli's kind comments in the first segment. I've got a bone to pick with Will Ferrell. So
he's not here to defend himself.
Didn't you pick a bone with him last week?
I did, and
when you killed him.
I'm going to do it again.
It's a double bone.
What you said you didn't even like Anchorman, for goodness sake.
So you were kind enough to acknowledge that show that you're watching, this Hawk thing,
it's terrible.
Is terrible.
So did I.
I know. Said you didn't.
I know, but
relax,
gosh, bless it. I've said this for a week. I got Jay Ham. I got you. Okay, go ahead.
And you didn't say it was terrible. No,
I did say it was terrible. I said Molly Shannon was the only redeeming thing.
Complimented Molly Shannon.
No, I'm just bringing it up here because he was the one that mentioned it today. So that's the only context, and I'm following up in the context of our conversation.
Right.
So you this Hawk show you think is terrible, right?
Yes.
So I get here a few minutes early, like I always do, habitually early. So I was like, well, let me go on Netflix and call up the trailer for this Hawk thing. And you made 6 episodes. I did 2.5 minutes, right? You're right. This thing, it's awful. It's horrible. It's unfunny. But here's the worst part of it. It's completely unoriginal. How many of these?
That's the thing.
How many of these sports movies are we going to have where there's this down and out champion who's kind of quirky, he's a great competitor, but he's, his personality's a little off, and he's down on his luck, and he's looking for the big comeback. How many more movies are we going to do that? Just in this 2.5 minutes of a trailer, there was every stereotypical, sports movie trope in there. The guy I just described, the frustrated but loving wife, the competitor who's an arch enemy who's better, quote unquote.
She wasn't a compassionate, loving wife, but I get your point.
Way.
Molly Shannon hates the guy.
I saw him. Well, she was, planting lips.
But your point's well taken.
But the point's well taken.
Yeah.
It not only is it not funny, it's not original. So
not original.
Well, we've run out of original ideas. Like I don't think there is an original movie idea or television show idea left. Like I think we have used all of them.
But John, to your point,
there's got to be some original.
Not only is it not original in the sense that we've seen this theme in other sports stories and other movies, but just in the golf genre, it's a combination of Tin Cup, Caddyshack,
exactly.
Even The Life of John Daly. It's all combined. And I said that. This is ridiculous. And then you throw in Will Ferrell, who's over the top. Now, you already had a preconceived notion of Will Ferrell. You don't like Will Ferrell.
Yeah.
So you go into that clip. it's going to be a tough thing to come out of that and go, you liked it. But I agree with you 100%.
It was juvenile.
It's another version of Happy.
Well, he is juvenile.
It's another version of Happy Gilmore.
Yeah,
and Happy Gilmore is the other one. Happy Gilmore's
another version of Happy Gilmore.
But
only way terrible.
But Eli, I don't want to speak for you, but we kind of like at times the juvenile comedy. Right, we like Will Ferrell and a lot of the shows and movies he's been in.
I love Will Ferrell movies,
but this was bad. We both hated it. You already are not a big Will Ferrell fan, so there was no way if you walked out of that clip in your car and came in here and said, "I loved it," it would be the biggest surprise in the world.
I love the fact that you were motivated to watch. Like wait, he's talking about how terrible it is. Last week you're like, I hate Will Ferrell. I'll never watch anything Will Ferrell. Then you're like, man, they're talking about how terrible this thing is. Let me watch it.
Right, I'm like, no, that's
you're kind of like kind of like the. Man, this tastes like crap. Here, try it. Oh, yes, let me try it. Okay, since you said it tastes like crap, I will try it. I wasn't going to try it before, but now that you said it tastes like crap, I got to know how much crap it tastes like.
Well, I've done that.
See, he's a journalist, though. He needs a second source. You said it, but now he needs to go to confirm it.
And I've done similar things to what you just said.
I get people do like, I love when people do that. This is terrible. Try it.
Yeah, try it. Taste this. This is horrible.
I will trust you on your opinion of how
this smells like crap. Taste this.
Well, my motivation wasn't to my motivation. I wasn't motivated by interest. I was motivated because you, being the Will Ferrell fan that you are, thought it was awful. And my thing is, well, like, how awful is it?
It's kind of like a train wreck.
So I just wanted.
You were driving by a train wreck and had to take a look.
But to your point, Greg, we've seen this in other golf movies. I mean, we've seen this with other sports movies, basketball, auto racing. I mean, it's just the same thing over and over and over again.
Regurgitated.
And I don't see how regurgitated is the perfect word, and I don't see what the audience for this is.
No.
Apparently there is one.
Right. That's the point.
Because they keep doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's just mindless, like something to have on the television. Like they're 30-minute episodes and you can put it on and you don't even have to pay any attention to it. That's what it is.
Let me ask you this.
It's just a background noise.
Let me ask you this.
So your goal in Hollywood is to make something that somebody's not really going to pay attention to?
No, your goal is to make money.
As long as people...
And they don't have commercials on Netflix, but it's all about subscription.
It's just as long as they're watching, just have it on and they're getting download whatever. Streaming.
It's terrible.
John, are you a fan of Sandler?
No.
Okay. Here's the difference, though. And I could be wrong about Ferrell, but Sandler, who does this, again, those outlandish, crazy, funny things that we love, but then he became dramatic in that Uncut Gems where he should have won an award for that. He's done some drama. He has shown his how good a dramatic actor he can be. Will Ferrell hasn't made that turn, has he? Has he done anything dramatic?
He can't. There's no way.
But nobody thought Sandler could. Nobody thought Sandler could, and he did. And he turned the corner and he went dramatic, and it was really, really good. I don't know. Maybe Will Ferrell. I mean, Will Ferrell's a very talented person, but you're right. They have run this crap into the ground.
Well, watch me bring this back to something that people are actually tune in to Sports 56 for. You get typecast in particular roles, right? You get stereotyped as the goofy guy or whatever. You also get stereotyped as the high school reporter, which is why I was excited to step out with you yesterday and go to University of Memphis basketball practice. How about that, Greg Gaston? Wasn't that fun?
That was great to run into John Varlas.
I had never been in the Lori Walton Center. That's a pretty cool
facility. You had never been in there?
Why would I be there?
I don't know, just for kicks.
No,
to see what it looks like.
No, I ran into our friend.
Maybe broke in there one night to hoop.
Ran into no.
You're wearing all black. I thought maybe
you're walking there. Varlas is dunking.
Maybe you
reverse
in there one night and just to go hoop for a little bit.
I didn't feel too bad because our friend Gabe Kuhn was there and he said it was his first time there as well.
Yeah, but it's a rare appearance from Gabe.
Super nice facility. I can they've put a lot of money obviously and work into making that thing nice for the players, and it's a pretty cool deal over there.
Okay, so I know that you're branched out doing some things. I know Frank is who was on with us yesterday, is at the American Conference Media Days. He's doing some things as well. You guys are all mixing and matching. You're obviously very, very versatile in whatever you do. You'll be covering the golf tournament in a couple of weeks. But I will defer to you. I gave my thoughts earlier in this show about what I saw John Varlas, what did you see? Being open, like you are, and honest, what did you see from those guys out there?
Well, it's hard to tell. I mean, it's
Sure.
it's a scrimmage, and it's and we only saw like 30 minutes of it, or 40 minutes, and I think the thing that stood out most is that there was tremendous effort. The guys were really going at it. I mean, and you could tell it wasn't a thing where the coaches have to say, "Hey guys, we need to turn up the intensity." It seems like that was already there. Seems like that came from within. So I think that's good. Player wise, I mean, I think there's some things, if you're a fan, you can get excited of. I saw, again, it's a scrimmage. Didn't see a lot of good shooting.
Right. Right.
But heck, that's 30 minutes of one scrimmage. They could be out there right now knocking everything down for all we know. So, it's hard to make determinations on that. But I think that the effort, the intensity, seemed like it was a good group of guys. The guys we talked to certainly,
Reed was impressive, wasn't he?
Represented the program. Well, Reed, and I put this in my story that you can read on, dailymemphian.com. Reed is one of those classic New York point guards, the undersized classic New York point guards, where they know they're smaller, but they have kind of that leadership gene.
Yes,
they kind of
and that dog.
They also not the dog necessarily. They got that kind of yappiness to them, right?
Okay,
and I'm not using that as a pejorative. I'm saying that as they talk. They're talkers. They're talking out on the floor. Let's go, guys. Come on, you here, you there.
Which I love.
Get in the post. Get in the post. Get in the post, Greg. Eli, get to the wing. Get to your spot.
Yes.
Kind of yappy and chattery. And I think you see that in a lot of New York point guards, especially the small ones. That's just kind of how they.
I agree.
How they come to play the game, and I think Reed has a lot of that. A natural leader, seems like a really good kid, and Holloway as well. Two impressive faces of the program. I really enjoyed hearing from them. And
what'd you think of Popovich?
What impressed me about him, and you astutely pointed this out. Even though he's been there less time than anybody, he was kind of taking the role and showing his professionalism by kind of directing things out on the floor and kind of almost serving as like another assistant coach out here. And again, you got, putting guys in spots, helping, talking, and that kind of thing, being a little bit older, being a professionalism, bringing that professional mindset to the program, showing some of these younger guys, the right way to go about things. I think that's, valuable, especially now when you're just kind of everybody coming together and kind of trying to put the pieces together. So yeah, I thought he was, that part of his game was good. I had my eye on, one player in particular, and, he did some good things, and then he did some dumb things right after. So, I mean, that's just the nature of practice. I mean, and it's too early to make any sweeping generalizations about, this team's going to be much better or, the same. It's too early, but it was fun to get out there and see the guys and, again, the effort, no question on the effort.
So you're not willing to call this a Final Four team yet?
I'm not willing to call it a Final Four team at all. And I'm, certainly not going to say it's going to be an awful team. I mean, we just don't know. And putting, again, two guys coming back, one of whom didn't play very much, and 13 new faces coming in. As I said in my story, again, it's chemistry lessons right now. It's just blending, meshing, and getting all these guys on the same page.
John, there's always a little bit of mystery going into any season with any sport. Not everybody's a finished product, but in the past, a lot of players returned, whether they be pros, but of course even college. Kids would stay at a program for 4 years, or maybe they would transfer after staying there for 3. Now we know that it's completely different every single year. But with that said, combined with everything else, vast changes. I have never seen, since I've been here, and I got here at the end of 95. Now, the Grizzlies weren't here, granted, the first 5 or 6 years of my time here. But I haven't seen a year now where there is more uncertainty / question marks about the big 3 entities going into a new season. When I say the big 3, Memphis football, Memphis men's basketball, and the Grizzlies. Like, combine those 3, we don't have many answers. There's a lot more questions than we have about all 3 of what they're capable of doing. Now, we think the Grizzlies certainly will not be competitive at the top of the West, but Maybe they'll be really improved. Maybe they won't be. But the Tigers football team, we have no earthly idea right now. And the basketball team, like you just said, we don't know. We'll get more answers as the season progresses.
I think we know. I mean, clearly we know more about the Grizzlies players because they didn't flip their entire roster,
right?
With the football team and the basketball team, but
they were all hurt last year. The other guys that were here,
and right. But what I was going to say about the football and the basketball team, and this is not a problem that's exclusive to the University of Memphis right now. It's just the way things are right now. But you bring in so many new guys. Let's take the basketball team for example. You bringing in 13 guys from 13 different programs. Well, these guys, you know, they had one role at their previous program that they might not have at the University of Memphis, might not have the same system at their previous program to maximize their skills like they have at the University of Memphis. You know, it's just all different and really unpredictable. And that's what makes it so hard. And that's what I think as a responsible reporter or a you know, pundits like you guys. Was that a bad word? You know, hosts like you guys are. I mean, you know, you're not writing stories, but you're talking.
Right.
And you guys want to be responsible. I just think you got to, you know, really pump the brakes and have cautious optimism. If you see something that looks good, you know, that's great and discuss it. But, you know, you just really can't put a lot of stock in it because you just don't know. There's just so many unknowns.
And I'm not going to. I mean, I get asked about predictions and I'm like, I don't know yet.
Yeah, but
let me see these guys practice and play a game.
Yeah, but you know as well as I do, there's guys out here that'll, you know, they'll see Luke Almodovar knock down three jumpers in a row and they'll be like, oh my God, we got a good one, you know, or they'll see, you know, Cello Jackson, you know, throw the ball up in the bleachers and they'll be like, oh gosh, he can't play.
Right.
I mean, and that's not indicative of either one of them. I mean, it's not.
So, yeah, the story's not written.
Right.
The story's not written.
It's a hot take world, John. You got to be able to have a hot take.
It is a hot take world.
Seeing it for 3 seconds.
I don't do hot takes except on with Will Ferrell. No sports hot takes.
He doesn't even do hot cakes anymore. That's out of the mix too.
Yeah.
That's why he looks great. All right, we'll take a break. We'll come back with more John Varlas from the Daily Memphian. Again, he's brought to you by the great folks at Shoot 360 Memphis with their 2 locations. One in Cordova. That's the 50,000 square foot facility. That's on Big Orange Road. Call them at 901-779-3176 in Collierville at 85 Market Street, 901-316-5500. The future of basketball training is here at Shoot 360 Memphis. What's happening with high school football practices and all that stuff? We'll do that with John when we return. We'll talk about it. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time to ride in America's best-backed vehicles with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Take your pick, 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander ES or 2026 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, now $389 a month. Every remaining 2025 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross and 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander, $6,000 off MSRP. If you own a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, you can receive an additional $2,000 off your 2026 Rally Art and Trail Edition trims and get $4,500 off or 0% for 72 months. Plus, Tennessee residents get an additional $1,000 off all 26 Outlander sports. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1956 Covington Pike, online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Outlander TZO 20861, MSRP 32810, Cross TZO 35349, MSRP 30,455. Must show proof of ownership 22 Outlander to receive Rally Art Trade. Offers include all rebates and incentives. PF 895 excludes tax, title, and license. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
Hey Memphis, Kayla Clement from Memphis Softball. You work hard for your money, so choose a financial team that works just as hard for you. Southern Security Credit Union offers great rates, personal service, and a local touch you can trust. Visit southernsecurity.org or call 901-452-7900 to join today. Southern Security Credit Union, your home team credit union, is a proud supporter of the Memphis Athletics and 901 Women and is federally insured by the NCUA.
Frame Corner, custom framing your art since 1975, is your go-to for precision designs and craftsmanship. Bring your cherished collectibles, fine art, and sports memorabilia to Frame Corner and experience expert customer care with attention to every detail. Specializing in framing and displays of sports jerseys and items ranging from little leagues to the big leagues, SEC to the NBA. Visit Frame Corner, 5035 Park Avenue near Mount Moriah, or online at framecornermemphis.com. Frame Corner, your top pick for custom framing.
Earn an accredited MBA in as few as 16 months for about $21K at University of Maryland Global Campus. Explore 10 specializations, including finance, HR, cyber technology, and more. Plus, showcase the value of your MBA with a comprehensive learner record and digitally demonstrate in-demand skills and credentials to employers. Apply now and save with no application fee. Classes start August 12th. Learn more at umgc.edu. Certified to operate in Virginia by Chev.
Hey, I've got him on the line right now. Marty McNate. Marty, I hear you got some exciting deals over there at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown.
You heard right, Randy. I got a 2026 Jetta S, 40 mpg highway estimate, $249 a month.
$249 a month for Jetta S. Hey, what else you got out there, McNate?
If you love a great deal on an SUV, you gotta love the 2026 Tiguan 2.0 TS, $269 a month.
I know I'm loving Tiguan at $269 a month. How about Atlas?
Well, out here at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, your 2026 Atlas SE is only $329 a month.
$329 a month for Atlas, so get out there, ask for Marty McNate. He'll be waiting for you at Gossett Volkswagen Germantown, 7420 Winchester Road, or shop online, GossettVWG.com.
And remember, your future is what you make it.
All 36 month lease, Atlas TC 564,481, MSRP 41,911, Jetta TMO 312,217, MSRP 25,791, Tiguan TMO 43,763, MSRP 32,881, include all rebates and incentives must be financed through Volkswagen Financial Services, PFA 95, excludes tax title and license with the blue credit offering 73126, dealer stock only, MPG estimate provided by EPA.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery in downtown Memphis. Here once again are Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
That's me in the corner. Spending some time with John Barlis from the Daily Memphian, who joins us every Friday. Since we last had you on, which was last week, Will Brick signs a huge signing bonus with Toronto. He's turning pro, not going to Mississippi State. $2.5 million for a guy picked in the 4th round. That's how much that they wanted him in the fold and not have him wait to go to college.
Yeah, and good luck to Will. I mean, that's certainly a nice chunk of change, and now it's time to get on the bus, and I don't even know where you would start in Toronto's minor league system. What city? I mean, I assume he's going to go to like rookie ball or low A or something like that. But yeah, time to get on the bus and get to work. But while Will is rolling through those towns, he can console himself by checking his bank account. I'm very happy for him. He's such a great kid, as we've discussed throughout his career. Great kid, great family, and hopefully he'll tap into that talent and continue to put in the work that he has, and we'll see him in the big leagues one day.
Here's the minor league system for them. Their single A and their rookie league is both in Dunedin, Florida. So that's a nice place.
Yeah.
The high A is Vancouver.
Vancouver's nice.
Double A is New Hampshire, the Fisher Cats.
Never been to New Hampshire, but
and Triple A, Buffalo. Okay. The Buffalo Bisons of the International League. So.
Well, Vancouver's an awful nice city, so maybe it's not as bad as I thought.
Have you ever been there?
No, but it looks beautiful.
It looks beautiful, doesn't it?
I've
never been there.
Western Canada, it looks tremendous. The what's those mountains out there?
Are they? They're not part of the Rocky chain, right?
I don't know. I'm not sure. Anyway, it looks really beautiful out there.
Oh, it does.
Calgary and British Columbia, all that. It looks really cool.
Eli loves Canada. Often makes trips up there.
It's Canada. There's a reason the Grizzlies came to Memphis.
John, what's going on with high school football? We're getting closer and closer now.
We are. 1 month from today, we will have actual games that count. First weekend of the season is August 21st, first Friday of the season. Yeah, we've been getting out and making the rounds, talking to people, getting our scouting reports. We've got a really good preview on Lausanne posted at the Daily Memphian website right now. A good talk with Coach LeCastro and Lawrence Britt, the all-state receiver who's headed to Missouri to play for Eli Drinkwitz, and of course Thomas Hefner, the Mr. Football runner-up from last year at Melrose. He's transferred into Lausanne, which is very good for Lausanne considering they lost a 3-year starter at quarterback. They replace him with, someone who's probably even better. I mean, and it was interesting to hear Coach LeCastro talk about Thomas, comparing him very favorably to Kelvin Perkins, actually, in his ability to kind of be a running back who's also playing quarterback. His wiggle, his ability to make defenders miss, his ability to make plays with his legs out of the pocket. So I think that's going to be kind of a little bit of a different dimension for Lausanne this year. TJ Jenkins, their quarterback last year, was able to do that to an extent, but I think the feeling there in camp is that Thomas can, maybe do it a little better. They got, again, Lawrence Britt is tremendous. He's going to catch a lot of passes and do some good things for them in the secondary as well. I mean, the O-line they've got some of the biggest kids you can imagine. They're young, but they're huge. So they got that going for them. And then, of course, Lausanne's probably got one of the best linebacker rooms in the entire state with Joseph Prophet and Antonio Huntsman, the last year's Daily Memphian Freshman of the Year. And of course, Keon Cooper, who's going to be a 4-year starter for them. And he's done, terrific things on both sides of the ball. So lots of good things to think about if you're a Lausanne fan. They were 8-4 last year, played one of the toughest non-region schedules anywhere, played Southwind, played Germantown, played Collierville, played Martin Westview with Graham Simpson, the 3A state champs, played Christian Brothers in, kind of an emotional rivalry game. Same schedule this year. And the hope is, that they were a couple of plays short in some of those games, and maybe they can, be not a couple of plays short this year and maybe have a real shot to get to state for the first time since 2017.
I would say historically, Memphis has not produced a bunch of the quarterbacks that have gone on to the next level here. Obviously, Kelvin Perkins, you just talked about him and some others. This seems like it's been a good few years for quarterbacks, especially by comparison to Memphis historically. Is that true?
That is true, and it's getting better every year, Eli. I think the growth of 7-on-7 in our area over the last, 10, 15 years or so has kind of helps with that. But you mentioned Kelvin. Of course, Collierville's quarterback, Braden Santibanez, is committed to Iowa. I've been told by people who in the know that the freshman quarterback class in Memphis is just outstanding. Germantown might well start a freshman at quarterback. There's a really good freshman quarterback at Southwind. You talk about Nate Brick at Christian Brothers, and I think there's another kid over there named Webb Elkington who's pretty solid, if I'm not mistaken.
I know they're supposed to have another. They've been very excited about their quarterback group coming through.
So in the sophomore and freshman classes in particular, there seems like there's some good young quarterbacks coming through the pipeline. So long answer to your question, but yeah, I think the quarterback development in our city is getting better.
Just about out of time, but John, is it too early? I know you're starting to make your rounds and talk to coaches and different teams. Is it too early to give us a team or two that you think right now is a dark horse that could have a big time season? Not saying state championship. I'm just saying.
Dark horse. Well, I was out at Houston last night, in fact, and they were state champions in 2023, runners up in 2024. Last year they finished 3-7.
Right.
So I'm really optimistic that about Houston being better this year.
Okay.
Again, they're going to have a tremendous offensive line. I mean, there was one kid out on the field, and I was talking to the coach, and my jaw, I was like, "Who's that?" This guy's like 6'5" and like 330. I mean, they've got tremendous size out there on the line. The thing about Houston, they were all sophomores last year for the most part. So throwing those kids in the fire of 6A football and some of the non-region games that they play, going down and playing Tupelo, for example, really tough game on the road for a bunch of 10th graders. All those guys are juniors now. And obviously, Cannon Day coming back playing quarterback for them is going to be huge. And watch out for Rydarius Robertson this year. I mean, playing at running back, Houston's had some real good ones over the last few years. Lincoln Perry, Damon Sissa, their running back when they won the state championship, and, Rod Darius playing behind that offensive line that should be very good. I mean, expect him to have a big season and expect Houston to be much improved.
Well, we look forward to, again, as always, having you on every Friday to talk not only high school football, but all preps as the prep season is about to get underway. He's the best in the biz. He's John Varlas from the Daily Memphian, the award winner. You can follow him on Twitter at John Varlas and, of course, read him at the DM. Have a great weekend, John.
Appreciate you guys. Got a Anchorman marathon set for
now you should
Feral Marathon
set for tomorrow night.
You should. That's good stuff.
By the way, North Shore Mountains are the mountains up there in Vancouver.
That's not what I'm thinking of. I think I'm thinking of the Canadian Rockies, but
okay,
that could be wrong.
That's what I said. I thought the Rockies went all the way up. It just says the North Shore Mountains form the dramatic immediate backdrop to Vancouver, British Columbia.
That's pretty. No, yeah.
Google is our friend.
Anchorman Friday, the Talladega Nights on
Saturday.
That's a good weekend. That is a good weekend you've put together.
Also,
we'll take a break. You're tuned.
Also, Jarvo called in. He said the town that they sent for minor league is called Banff. It's in Alberta. BANFF.
For what?
For the minor league squad for Toronto. It's a team. It's a city in Alberta called Banff. BANFF.
And that's their.
That's where they send their I think the AA guys for the Blue Jays for the minor league system.
Oh, so the thing I read was wrong?
This was what Jarvo just called in and filled me in on.
The all-knowing Jarvo.
Yes.
All right, we'll take a break. You're tuned into
Jarvo
Sports
knows
56
his Blue
Mornings.
Jays minor
He
league
does,
system.
man. You're tuned into Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Not only can you listen to your favorite shows on Sports 56, you can also watch video of the shows live on Twitter and YouTube. Watch and listen every day at Sports 56 WHBQ.
Hi, this is Troy Five-Ash, owner of Five-Ash Roof Services. I wanted to take a minute and discuss advertising with you. There are so many websites that list the best service provider in your area. Even the BBB has an accredited list. You know the one thing they all have in common? A company like mine has to pay to get on that list. So that begs the question, can those lists be trusted? You know what can be trusted? History. We've been around for almost 30 years providing customers with the best service and the best products that we possibly can. So if you need a roof, siding, or gutters, give us a call. We'll come talk to you and let you decide for yourself whether or not we know what we're talking about. Five-Ash Roof Services. Best products, best warranties, and in many cases, the best price. We're fair, honest, and ethical. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com. 367-0050 or MemphisRoofer.com.
Five-Ash Roofing, it's what we do. We're here for you.
Guns, guns, and more guns. Over 700 firearms in stock. Home defense guns, old guns, new guns, used guns, big guns, little guns. Every gun you can think of, Classic Arms has them. All brands like Glock, SIG, Colt, Ruger, Smith & Wesson, Browning, Beretta, Benelli, Remington, Winchester, and more. Guaranteed lowest prices in town. Only gun importer in the Mid-South. Free gun inspections and appraisals and free bore sighting for the upcoming deer season. Shop online at ClassicArmsOfMemphis.com or visit Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova.
Unlock your new go-to spot, Codes Dispensary in Steele, Missouri, just over an hour from Memphis. When you're ready for a legal, reliable option, they're right up the road. Explore the full menu of top-shelf products in-store and online. Short on time? Order ahead and cruise through the drive-thru for a quick pickup. Stack rewards while you stock up with Club Codes. Earn points for every dollar spent. Codes Dispensary, now open in Steele, Missouri. Supreme Cannabis that's worth the drive. Learn more at CodesDispensary.com. That's CodesDispensary.com.
Mid-South, we've hatched a plan for fun, so get ready, set, and drive at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. Hey, you want great MPG? We Gossett at 40 MPG highway estimate. In 2026, Jetta S just $249 a month. Jetta S $249 a month. You want it, you love it, and we Gossett in 2026 Tiguan 2.0 TS. Only $269 a month. Tiguan $269 a month at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. Plus, take a good look at 2026 Atlas SE. We Gossett now just $329 a month. $329 a month for Atlas SE. You want it? We Gossett covered at Gossett Volkswagen 1875 Covington Pike. Online, GossettVWMemphis.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
36 month lease. Atlas TC 564,481, MSRP 41,911. Jetta TMO 312,217, MSRP 25,791. Tiguan TMO 43,763, MSRP 32,881. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must be financed through Volkswagen Financial Services, PF 895. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit offer in 73126. Dealer stock only. MPG estimate provided by EPA.
It's time to get your backyard ready for the ultimate pool party with a little help from Family Leisure. If you've been sitting on the fence about taking the plunge with a pool, now's the time to take the dive. You want an above-ground pool? Done. Starting at $39.99, and that's with installation. You want an in-ground pool? Take your pick. They start at under $50,000. Accessorize that pool with a patio furniture set starting at just $9.99. Outdoor sectionals, they start at $12.99. In fact, all in-stock patio furniture sets are priced to move. And with select patio furniture sets, you'll get a free umbrella and base. Okay, you aren't looking to get into a pool just yet? Family Leisure has hot tubs that start at just $34.99. Get in shape or stay in shape with a swim spa starting at $16,999. Get your backyard, front yard, side yard, whatever, ready for fun. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. It's busy now, right on schedule. With that volume of traffic has picked up quite a bit westbound I-40 here at Chambers Chapel, Canada Road. All that traffic flowing in right now from Fayette County here into Shelby County down I-40. It's busy stop and go at times there. Southbound Austin Peay trying to get on that ramp onto I-40. Hey, bridal season is here. Shop local at Weimer's Jewelry. You'll be glad you did because you'll save some money at Weimer's Jewelry out there on Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis with John Harden. Weekdays from 11 to 1.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Isn't it a lovely morning?
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everyone. 8:06 the time, hour number 2 here on Sports 56 Mornings, the Friday, July 24th, 2026 edition. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Jay Ham with you. We're live and local broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studios. Family Leisure at 2120 Whitten Road, just north of I-40. 74 degrees, cloudy skies, going to get up to 88 today. There is a chance of a stray shower or thunderstorm, especially later on in the day. Then tomorrow, a really good chance of a thunderstorm, although we'll see the sun tomorrow and a high temperature of 88, and then it gets really oppressively hot starting Sunday and into early next week. Hour number 2 of the program is brought to you each and every day by James Gaddis Jewelers. Maybe today or tomorrow is a good time to stop by James Gaddis Jewelers. They're closed on Sunday to check out those beautiful diamond engagement rings, wedding rings, personally designed wedding sets. They understand there's a lot of competition, so they make sure they have a price point to suit everyone's budget, from those beautiful natural earth diamonds to lab-grown diamonds. James Gaddis Jewelers has been serving Memphians for 60 years. They are your family's jeweler. And every Monday and Friday, they bring you the Memphis Sports Fact. Did you know, I talked about this in hour 1, the inaugural Memphis 250 WTA event will begin tomorrow. The action is really next week, but tomorrow it begins with a men's exhibition match. So it's a women's tournament, but they got the men in on Saturday for an exhibition at 7 o'clock at the Leftwich Center. Tickets available. Will feature Sam Querrey, John Isner, and Stevie Johnson, who not only do a podcast together, but they were all mainstays at the old Memphis men's event at the Racket Club, which no longer exists. So some flashes from the past: Sam Querrey, John Isner, and Stevie Johnson on hand tomorrow night to kind of kick off the inaugural Memphis 250. Again, James Gaddis Jewelers, open Monday through Friday, 10 to 5, Saturday, 10 to 4. They're closed on Sunday. Okay, the American Conference kickoff is what they call it, but it's really media day. Started yesterday, and today, right now, coaches, players, meeting the media. We're expected to be joined, if it works out, by Charles Huff at 8:30 and Mike Montgomery at 8:40 from the University of Memphis. But Tim Pernetti spoke starting at 7 o'clock Central Time. And some interesting things that Tim Pernetti had to say, friend of the show, Tim Pernetti. He said, we are supportive of an expanded playoff that provides more access for every conference. Now, I think there could be an expanded conference or expanded playoff. I don't know if every conference will benefit from it. You would hope that the group of 6 would get more than one in, if that was the case, if it went to 24. Not sure if it goes to 16, if they'll get more than the one. But I can understand where he's coming from. Yeah, we don't mind. Put as many teams as you want in the postseason as long as we're benefiting from it.
Well, he said if you're going to double the size of the field, why wouldn't you double the size for the group of 6? Well, they're not going to guarantee you 2 spots. I mean, you have the ability to earn spots.
Right.
But they're not going to guarantee. I guarantee you they are not going to guarantee 2 spots outside of the power conferences. You know, they're willing to guarantee the one. They aren't ever going to guarantee more than one. They'll give you the opportunity to earn them, but they aren't going to guarantee it. That's for sure.
I agree with that. And if it goes to 16 and not 24, I don't think there's going to be anything different when it comes to the group of 6. Who was it Nick Saban? I don't want to put words in his mouth, but somebody had said the other day, they talked about the Power 5. Like, are people like throwing that pack back into the power? I mean, it's not a power. Maybe it was just he misspoke, or whoever it was. It may not have been Nick, but certainly we're not looking at a Power 5. Maybe one day it could climb back up to that level. But right now it is a Power 4 and a group of 6. Pernetti also said, speaking about the Protect College Sports Act and speaking in support of it, quote, as an industry, we asked Washington, D.C. for this help. We have to accept the help. Well, I can understand certainly from his point of view, because it puts guardrails into college football and collegiate sports, but it makes sense because even though they're tweaking the one section that prevented schools from moving into power conferences, and now group of 6 teams will all be eligible if the power conferences wanted to expand. The problem was, and still is, unless they fix this and change this, is within the power conferences moving from one power conference to another, unless you're an independent like Notre Dame or Connecticut with 5 years. And of course, they've been independents for quite some time, especially Notre Dame. But I don't see where he would have any kind of flack with the bill right now as it is going through. But Tim Pernetti is right now, I'm not going to say he's on an island, but he's in the minority. Because there's other parts of that bill that absolutely affect other conferences, especially the power conferences, and don't really touch the American Conference.
He's not in the minority. He's in the majority, but it doesn't matter.
Well, I don't know. I think the minority is now becoming...
The minority is the SEC and the Big Ten, who are the ones that have the problem with it, but they have the power.
Yeah, but I tend to believe that maybe the power conferences, aside from the Big Ten and the SEC, meaning the ACC and the Big 12, even though they've said what they've said, I'm not so sure that they are in support of it. I think... I don't know. I mean, I don't know who the minority or majority is. I know it used to be the majority for this, and I know there still is the majority that they want some kind of congressional help. But for this specific bill, the way it's written, it's perturbed a lot of people, not just the SEC and the Big Ten. So I don't think it's going to go through. I don't even know if they'll vote on it. In fact, yesterday, the news came down. ESPN reported that the Senate Majority Leader, is it Jim Thune? 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 Anyway, he said he does not expect the Protect College Sports Act to go to a full Senate vote before the August recess. And that was something that Greg Sankey spoke about earlier this week at SEC Media Days. what happens if there are no rules and regulations in place for this upcoming year? And that's when the whole craziness of the breakaway returned to the conversation, which I don't think any stretch of the imagination the SEC is taking its ball and leaving by itself. That ain't happening. There's going to be, I still believe, one day the power conference breakaway, all of them. I do believe that will happen. But the SEC thing is just, it's ridiculous. But that became part of the lexicon of the week of the Sankeys. And then, of course, it took flight with everybody else talking about this. And now it doesn't look like, I guess they would return when, November? And still got to get it, that bill passed through to get to the Senate. So and the season's over by then.
Yeah, if it doesn't get voted on now before the recess, it's done. It's certainly done for this year. But then you've got midterm elections and all that. So everything's like that. This thing gets pushed so far back that who knows? It could very well be dead at that point.
No, absolutely. So that has become a problem from what we heard yesterday with the Senate Majority Leader and what he had to say. It just seems like they're going to run out of time. And that seems to be a problem in a lot of different issues, on a lot of different issues over the last few years, including the SEC and the Big Ten in deciding, really, because they have the power, what we're doing in the future of the college football playoff. Will it stay at 12? Will it go to 16? Will it go to 24? They keep saying we have plenty of time to discuss, and you turn around and all of a sudden they're kicking off the season in late August, early September, and they have really till December to get the thing done, and then it's December and they haven't done anything. And they've spoken maybe a couple of times. There's never seems to be a sense of urgency. There is definitely a sense of urgency with this bill, or even Tuberville's bill, which is different, which is pretty simple. And it's out there, but when you, as we've talked about ad nauseum, your Cruz and Cantwell, and the bill goes overboard. They're trying to control every aspect of collegiate sports. They don't have to control every single thing. They can't limit, in my opinion, the financial ability for a league of making money at the maximum and having their teams, their schools within that conference maxing out as well. You can't limit that. You can't limit them to who they can bring in. Then they got rid of that, and they said, okay, you can bring in teams, you can expand, but you can only go to 19. Oh, and then you can't take anybody from an additional power conference into your power conference. That stuff's just not, it's not going to make it. That's why this thing is being lambasted, even though they know they need congressional help. They need something from the political world to help where we are with collegiate sports, in particular football. But they're not going to have this passed because they're already out there vocal telling their legislators that they need to vote it down. And then, of course, you have Tuberville telling those fellow Republicans you got to vote it down because you got to pass my bill. So it's an S show right now going into the college football season.
So we've talked about the American Conference does not do an official media poll anymore at their media day, but our buddy Brian Moss with Tiger Sports Report, they put together their own poll, and they had 19 members of the media that ended up participating in the poll, folks that cover the American Conference. And the result of their poll, again, this is, and I don't know, I assume they had one at least from every market, but I don't know. But Navy was the choice as first place, getting 11 of the 19 first place votes, finishing with 251 total points. Memphis was picked second. Tigers got 3 first place votes and finished with 234 points. UTSA also got 3 first place votes, but finished with 210 points. So they end up third. USF and East Carolina also each got 1 first place vote. USF finishing 4th and East Carolina 5th. So they go Navy, Memphis, UTSA, USF, East Carolina, then Army, and then Tulane down at number 7.
Yeah, so I did vote in this, and when we make our official predictions in August, I'll let you know exactly how I voted in this poll. But it does seem to be a tendency to lean towards Navy because of the preseason hoopla and the magazines all thinking that Navy, and most of them, not all of them, having Navy at number 1. I think maybe that some of the media that voted on this took heed to that and went with it, because nobody really knows anything about any of these teams as far as the media is concerned, because we haven't been privy to anything and camps haven't opened up. And so that was the hot trend over the summer in these prognostications with these magazines, was that Navy's going to win the conference, and maybe they will. And Newberry's a good coach, but certainly they have as many questions as anybody else does, losing the players they lost, including Blake Horvath, who was a sensational quarterback. Not easy to replace those. They don't grow on trees. So, yeah, we'll see. It's a good job that Brian did, friend of the show. And like I said, I had a vote on that thing, and we'll talk about that down the road when we make our predictions for the American Conference. SEC Media Days will announce again their media poll sometime today. Yesterday, a couple of things after we left the airwaves. Ryan Silverfield, Arkansas head coach, former Memphis head coach, said some interesting things. He said, if we get Walmart involved, game over. We were talking about that with Brett yesterday.
Yeah, it was interesting to hear Coach Silverfield talking about trying to basically get rid of the loser mentality at Arkansas. He talked about the fact that, like, the facility was just dark.
Yeah.
Like, they replaced light bulbs and, like, painted things, and just, he talked about the weights being, like, 20 years old, and just, as he said, it just, like, was kind of, like, felt like it was run down, and, like, just brightening, freshening the place up, and just trying to improve overall morale, attitude, whatever, getting rid of that loser mentality that he talked about. And certainly, and as he said, he spent most of his time on fundraising.
80% of his time.
Which, again, like, in Arkansas, you just think, like, how's that like possible that Arkansas can't raise more money for football? It's mind-boggling that they would be at the bottom of the SEC in money for football.
Crazy. But you better, if Walmart is in, I hear what he's saying. I don't know if it's game over, but that would shoot them probably right to the top. He went on to say, to your point, Arkansas has fallen woefully behind on items that have become commonplace in the SEC, like feeding players after a workout and maintaining proper nutrition standards. What do you mean? They're not feeding players after a workout? Like, what? How bad is it?
Yeah, again, I don't know. But it's obviously bad. And again, I just always, certainly we know about Walmart, we know about Tyson, but I just look at Jerry Jones. I just don't know. Like, I mean, guys got all kinds of money and played football at the damn place. Like, I would be working on Jerry Jones more than anything else, like trying to convince that dude, like, hey, help your football program. It is literally your football program. You played there.
Right. No, and that's a mystery. But Walmart right there, obviously Tyson Chicken, they have a lot of big-time companies right there in that neck of the woods. And you're in Arkansas, man. It's all about the hogs. There's not much else. There's not much else competition out there. There's no major professional sports. So it makes no sense that they're struggling in the SEC, although we're talking about a lot of money, but there's no reason why Arkansas isn't near the top. Hey, everybody, July is the best month to drive to the mountains, to the beach, to anywhere in America, from sea to shining sea. The best month to come out to All-Star Chevy and pick out any new Silverado you want is July. Olive Branch is where all the Silverados are. And listen to this, no interest for 5 years, no payments until maybe Halloween, because your good credit deserves it. Military, first responders, you get an extra $500 bonus. How about a new Traverse with a third-row seat? For all your commercial and fleet needs, All-Star Chevy's the top-rated business elite dealer. Express cargo and passenger vans are there as well. So check out the huge, and I mean huge, pre-owned section Equinox, Tahoes, Traverses, Suburbans, so many Silverados. If you have any vehicle you want to sell, bring it to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. So together, let's drive. Don't miss the best sale of summer event. It's going on now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet and online at allstarautogroup.com. When we come back, fingers crossed, we're scheduled to have Coach Charles Huff join us at 8:30, and then linebacker Mike Montgomery. I know they're in the middle of the scrum going on right now in St. Pete, so we're at the mercy of the University of Memphis to help us out, but hopefully that will be the case. We'll have more things to say, obviously, about the American Conference Media Days as well when we return. You're tuned into Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Did you miss your favorite Sports 56 show? No! Check out the podcast, broken down hourly at sports56whbq.com or wherever you get your podcasts. Be sure to like and subscribe. Never miss any Sports 56 show again with our podcasts available daily from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Yes, it's that time again, and after all, you bought or sold a house 25 years ago, and everything should be the same. Wrong. This is Sheldon Rosengarten with Marks Bensdorf Realtors, and just like artificial intelligence, AI, it's changing the landscape. Buying and selling a home today is worlds apart from when you last did it, whether it was 25 years ago, 40 years ago, or 2 years ago. Just like getting through a jungle, you need a trusted guide who has a highly successful strategic marketing program when you're selling and who also knows the trails and pitfalls when you're buying. You may have heard of me due to the fact that I not only am the worst golfer in town, but people often say when you want the job done, call Shell Dunn. Whether you're thinking of selling or buying or merely want a conversation about what to do or not to do, you can always reach me, Shell Dunn Rosengarten, at 483-0546 or email me at memphisrelocate.com. That's memphisrelocate.com or call me at 483-0546.
Check it out. Central Barbecue has an app.
Hey, let me see it.
Don't just grab somebody's phone. Jeez.
Oh, okay, then just show it to me.
See?
Oh, wow. Simple, straightforward.
I know. Just tap on the Central Barbecue app, and you can order from any Central Barbecue.
Oh, they've got all 4 locations. They got downtown, Poplar, Summer, and even South Haven.
Yep. Place your order on the Central Barbecue app, and it'll be ready when you arrive. Your food will be ready in 10 minutes, and there are no extra fees for using the app.
Now, that is a sweet deal.
It is a sweet deal.
Mid-South, we've hatched a plan for fun, so get ready, set, and drive at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. Hey, you want great MPG? We Gossett at 40 MPG highway estimate. In 2026, Jetta S just $249 a month. Jetta S $249 a month. You want it, you love it, and we Gossett in 2026 Tiguan 2.0 TS. Only $269 a month. Tiguan $269 a month at Gossett Volkswagen on the Pike. Plus, take a good look at 2026 Atlas SE. We Gossett now just $329 a month. $329 a month for Atlas SE. You want it? We Gossett covered at Gossett Volkswagen 1875 Covington Pike. Online, GossettVWMemphis.com.
If you want it, we Gossett at Gossett Motor Cars.
36 month lease. Atlas TC 564,481. MSRP 41,911. Jetta TMO 312,217. MSRP 27,791. Tiguan TMO 43,763. MSRP 32,881. Includes all rebates and incentives. Must be financed through Volkswagen Financial Services. PF 895. Excludes tax title and license with approved credit offer in 73126. Dealer stock only. MPG estimate provided by EPA.
Hi, I'm Ryan Saharovich, a proud partner with NST Injury Attorneys. For over 35 years, we've been fighting for Memphis families after serious accidents when insurance companies are trying to pay as little as possible. If you've been injured, the call is free, and you don't pay unless we win.
NST is the way to go. Call 68370. They've got the fight.
NST is the way to go. Call 683-7000 or visit nstlaw.com.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning. A little bit more volume in the last 15, 20 minutes out here. We pretty much would expect up through Midtown on 240 North here at Lamar. Be careful over here with road work throughout the day. You never know what you're going to get on I-40 over here around Warford, Hollywood, as traffic increases westbound over there right now, trying to get to the 101 connector. Bridal season is here, so shop local at Weimer's Jewelry. Why? Because you will save money. Weimer's Jewelry, 7525 Highway 64. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
To reveal the full spectrum of its dazzling color.
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
We welcome you back to Sports 56 Mornings, halfway home on this Friday edition of Sports 56 Mornings, getting you set for the sports weekend, and now time to head down to St. Petersburg as promised, and we are joined by the head coach of the Memphis Tigers, Coach Charles Huff. Hey, Coach.
Happy Friday to you guys.
Happy Friday
Tiger
to you.
Friday.
Absolutely, man. How's St. Pete treating you?
It's going good, man. Obviously, the American Conference does a good job with this event. Our guys are enjoying it. Yesterday was kind of a intro, kind of get loose, hang out day. Today is kind of the grind of the interviews and the meetings. Got a chance to meet John Gruden, so our guys are fired up about that. So going really good. Weather's good. Going really good.
All right, so give me the thought process, and I think I know the answer to this, but you brought Martin, you brought Mike. Why those two?
Well, one, so you guys can't ask me who the starting quarterback is. And whoever starts quarterback,
I wasn't going to do that, Coach.
Media day is, probably it's hard to bring a guy to media day and then he not be the starter.
Right.
But no, I brought these two because they kind of embody what our team is. And it gives the chance for our guys to you bring a quarterback or you bring a quote unquote, starting running back, and it turns into so much about them. The individual, but our guys, these two guys really kind of encompass our team and what is all the guys in the locker room. Obviously, Martin Woosma Woo has graduated. He wants to go to medical school. Mike Montgomery will graduate next spring. He's been with me from two stops. So they're able to give a different opinion of the overall process, both of them being new to Memphis and all the things that come with it. So that's why I brought those guys, because they speak for the whole team and it's not just about them, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
You could have really messed with people and brought two quarterbacks and then really.
Well, that's what I was going to do. I was going to do that. But I said, if I keep poking the bear with these media guys, at some point they're going to get me back. So I figured, I said, probably shouldn't do that.
You are usually great when you've got a microphone and you're up there. So do you enjoy this opportunity, or do you despise these media days where you got to sit up there and answer questions?
I don't mind answering the questions. I am really trying to do less and step back, because there are so many great stories in our locker room. I'm blessed to be the head coach at the University of Memphis, and trust me, every day I wake up, it's like, going, for Christmas. But I'm trying to let not be as much about me, because there's so many great stories in our locker room. Like we talk about, who wants to be a doctor? I mean, that's more important than Coach Huff calling timeout. Those things are, we've got young men who have lost family members and are playing, with that weight on their shoulders. We got young men that got 2 degrees. We got young men that have already started buying real estate around the country with, some of the NIL money they have, put themselves in better position when they graduate. Like, those are the stories that I'd love to be able to push to the forefront. Obviously, we can't have 105 interviews and get everybody's story, but that's why for me, and when I get opportunities like this, I'm rather telling their story than, talking about my process and how many games we're going to win. All that stuff will come, but there's so many stories. And now with the transfer portal, we don't have a lot of time to tell them, because some of these guys are going to be gone in December. So that's the one thing that I've really enjoyed about this group. There's so many stories, so many good kids, and I want to be the conduit to kind of tell as many of those as we can.
Last time we spoke to you was before the summer, and you emphasized how important it was, not only with the quarterback battle, but with everybody, to make sure they're doing what they're supposed to be doing in the summer. They're doing the classroom, they're working out, they're doing everything that you expect them to do. How do you feel now with camp starting next week about how summer went with your guys?
Yeah, I think they superseded my expectations. We thought that we would have to kind of force them to do some team bonding and force them to really get to know each other. And they've gone above and beyond. Every weekend they were doing something. Hey, coach, the team's going bowling Saturday. Can you send out on the Teamworks message the location? Hey, coach, there's a barbecue at such and such apartment. Can you send out the message to the team? So that they've gone above and beyond. Now, let me just make sure. a bonded team doesn't equal win.
Right.
But a bonded team equals the opportunity to continue to work together. The easiest way to defeat any group is to separate them, right? So if we can become inseparable, we're going to be hard to beat. So those are the things that this summer I think they've done a great job. We've stayed healthy. Obviously I've been places where you lose a guy in the summer to a freak injury or whatever. We haven't had that. We've had guys that have continued to progress academically. Summer's a time where with some of this transfer, you lose credits where you can catch up in some of these credits. We've had guys that do that. So we're in position. I told the team in the last team meeting before I left, we have earned the right to go into camp with confidence. Now, what we do with that, we got 29 days or how many ever days away to determine, but we've earned the right to go into camp with confidence.
We talk often, like with the older guys, veteran guys, about like just physical maturity, but you just talk about guys with like multiple degrees and guys going to be doctors. So like, how does that type of mental maturity translate to on the field?
Well, I think it helps, right? When I went to school, the freshmen did freshman stuff. We were throwing water out of the windows on people walking by. We were doing stuff that you're like, what are you doing? Like you're wasting time doing silly stuff. Well, when you have young men that are mentally mature, two things. One, they don't do silly stuff, and then two, they don't put up with silly stuff. Right. So again, their presence around some of the younger guys that we do have, we still have some freshmen, but being around these guys, they don't have time to do the freshman stuff because they're people that they see, like Mike and Wu. These guys are going back to the facility to watch film. So one of our freshmen, Elijah Fernandez, follows Mike around like a dog. He's like, "Why are you over here, Elijah?" "Well, Mike came over to watch film, so I came over." "Mike came over to get extra work in, so I came over." Well, that's going to permeate through the locker room now because these guys are influencing guys to do what they do, not influencing guys like I was to throw water out the window when people walk by and duck and laugh. So that maturity mentally and having that seniority, even though they didn't play 4 years here, but having those older guys, it permeates through the locker room. I think it's going to help when we hit adversity, right? How do you handle adversity? How do you come back after a win and get ready to try to win again? And how do you manage your body during the year? All of those things that older guys learn or think about, they're going to be able to help push through the locker room.
Along those lines, when you're trying to mesh 100 guys or so, because this is basically a new team. There's some carryovers, but mostly new guys that have come from all different places. You brought a contingent with you from Southern Miss, but a lot of guys from different programs. Is it hard, Coach, to say, look, whatever happened in the past, whatever went on with that program, that's in the past, man. This is what we're going to do here in Memphis. Is it hard for them when they've learned some other things from other different programs?
Well, I think in the beginning it is, and that's why winter for us is so hard, because you're breaking old habits and you're teaching new habits. And you're breaking old standards and you're creating new standards. We've gotten to the point now, we've been a little bit lucky, right? The last two times I've done this, I've brought 45 guys with me one time. I brought 19 guys with me this time that have been with me. Mm-hmm. So in theory, those 19 guys are like my senior class, right? The old days, you'd have a freshman class, sophomore class, junior class, senior class. The seniors taught everybody what to do. The seniors held the standards. The senior says, no, we don't do that. The senior says, hey, don't step on the M in the locker room. The seniors kind of ran the team. Well, those 19 guys, for me, have become the senior class. Hey, this is what we do here. Hey, Coach Huff's not going for that. Hey, if that's what you think is okay, then you're not going to make it here. Hey, tomorrow's workout is going to look like this. This is what we have to do. Hey, these are the things that we got to do to be ready for the next phase. So that has helped speed up that process. That has helped speed up breaking those old habits. That has helped speed up teaching new habits.
Right.
So that's helped me and us for sure.
When it gets to this time of year and camp's about to open up, are you generally like, thank God it's finally here? Or are you like, I'm not sure I'm ready for this? Like, can I get another week to prepare?
I'm like the mom who's going on a family trip and you're packing the Winnebago Do we have our toothbrush? Do we have our iPads? Do we have our iPad chargers? Do we have our coolers? Do we have, like, I'm just going through everything that we've done since we've got here, all the way back to December. Have we done everything we've needed to do to have these guys go into camp in the best possible spot? And that's in every phase: recruiting, nutrition, weightlifting, coaching, messaging, culture. And I've started it for the last like 2.5 weeks. My wife and I went on vacation for our anniversary, and literally as soon as I got back, she was like, "You're already in work mode." I was like, "Well, I was actually in work mode on the plane, but as soon as I got back, I went right to just going through the checklist."
Right.
Because we don't get, like I tell these guys, we don't get a redo at this. Like, we don't get, this is not spring and we get summer. This is not winter and we get spring. This is it. And as the leader, I just want to make sure our guys are fully equipped with everything they need to go create value for themselves this summer.
Coach, we appreciate your time. I think the game plan is to hand off that phone to Mike Montgomery if he's next to you.
Yep, he is on an interview right now, and I'll check and see. Give me 2 seconds, all right?
We appreciate it. Coach Charles Huff
Thank you,
joining
guys.
us from St. Petersburg, Florida. That is American Conference Kickoff Media Days. And as we talked about earlier in the show, Memphis Football Fan Fest will be coming up on August 8th. That'll be at 3 o'clock at Simmons Bank Liberty Stadium. That's free and open to the public, so you get a chance to take a glance at your new Tigers and also the stadium as well.
Yeah, I think they're going to get, folks are going to be able to kind of see the plaza, the Landers Plaza, kind of hang out a little bit there. There's going to be some stuff there, so that'll be cool. And again, it won't be completely finished, but it's still, you're going to see a lot of a finished product as far as the stadium is concerned.
You heard Coach earlier talk about the two players that he brought with him, Mike Montgomery, who was with him at Southern Miss, and Martin Woodsma, who will be called, I'm sure, by many people Martin, but Martin Woodsma. He's an offensive lineman. He's there as well, representing the University of Memphis at Media Days. But practice will get underway next week. It's amazing how quickly it comes. But when you're playing in week 0, obviously you are one of the first teams around the country to do that. So we have Memphis and everybody else who's playing on week 0. Coach, you still with us?
He's checking.
Okay, he's still checking. I want to make sure. No, we're good, Jay. We're just waiting on Coach. He's going to check on Mike Montgomery. We're going to get him in a second.
All right, I think we got him now.
We got Mike?
Yes, sir.
There he is. He's Mike Montgomery, Tigers linebacker, the former Southern Miss Golden Eagle. Last year, folks, for Mike at Southern Miss, 105 tackles, 3 sacks, and 2 interceptions. How are you? How's St. Pete treating you?
It's amazing. It's amazing. The weather, palm trees, it's been amazing. The people, met John Gruden, it's been amazing.
Yeah, I always say, if you could throw palm trees anywhere, it just makes the place where you live, like, nicer. Like, if they could throw some palm trees in Memphis, I think it would be nice. But I don't know. I don't know if you can grow them in Memphis. But, Mike, talk about the reason why or reasons why you decided to follow your coach to Memphis.
I feel like it was clear. It's just his demand to get better each and every day. Like, the standpoint of playing for somebody that you want to play for makes you play harder, makes you want to be a better football player. I feel like that's just the biggest thing. Playing for a head coach that you love and that you really just want to go out there and play for was the biggest and best decision I could make.
What have your impressions of Memphis been so far?
It's been amazing. Like, the level of culture, the level, the fans, the resources. St. Jude is in your backyard, only place in the world. St. Jude Hospital right there in your backyard. We all went there as a team recently, a month back. Just the resources, a lot of black businesses, the fans, like the community. I just feel like it's all just been amazing.
So all we keep hearing, and, you know, I was out there to watch you guys at times during spring, and then we read these preseason magazines, and their predictions are all over the place. But the one thing that seems to be a consensus is they think the Memphis defense is going to be stellar. How do you feel about that defense with veteran players like yourself and a number of others that are on the squad? Do you feel really good about what you're bringing to the table defensively?
Yes, sir. I feel great. I feel like Coach Guidry, the DC, is going to put us in the best position to make plays. Is going to put us in the best position to win. I feel like that's the biggest thing, is winning. That's something that Coach Guidry talks about all the time. Third quarter shutout, stopping the run, blitzing, like putting us positioned to win. That's the biggest thing, is to win. It's not to hold them under this or make sure woo-woo. It's to win. Like, that's the biggest thing, winning. That's the biggest thing.
For you, having played under Coach Huff, obviously there's a lot of new players. Do you, and now you're at media days, do you look at yourself as one of the leaders who can help establish the culture because you know what's expected from Coach Huff?
Yes, sir. I look at myself as one of those leaders. I look at myself as somebody who has to lead from the front. Somebody has to lead by their actions and doing so. I feel like me being the type of person I am, me being one of the first ones to enter, last ones to leave, speaks volumes. And I feel like that gravitates people towards it. You know, there's a difference between saying something and doing something.
Right.
It's like traveling here with Coach Huff, people are looking at, okay, what's the standard? Okay, how are we supposed to do things? What are the way we're supposed to do things? And they see me here lifting extra field work, establishing the standards and the culture early was the biggest thing, and just having people fall in line. Me, like, we having player-led meetings in the spring. We're having player-led meetings in the summer. Not a whole bunch of teams is doing that, you know? Like, not a whole bunch of teams is putting in the dedication to bond with each other as a team without the coaches, you know? And that's the biggest thing I wanted people to understand. Like, it's the players that make this program, not the coaches. The coaches can say, get better each day, but if we don't believe in what the coaches are saying, if we don't actually do it, then it doesn't matter what they say. So I feel like the biggest thing was getting us to buy in.
Mm-hmm.
Us to buy into what we want and what we want to achieve, not their expectations. But it's all the same line. Their expectations are the same thing that we want. But in order to get that, we're going to have to want it, and we're going to have to actually go get it.
Sounds like a future coach. That was fantastic. Mike Montgomery joining us, Tigers senior linebacker. He is in Tampa. It is American Conference kickoff, media days, if you will. A couple of more minutes with you, Mike. So I don't know if Coach Huff and the other coaches even discuss anything further than UNLV week 1 or week 0, I guess they call it technically. But you guys as players, do you look at that schedule and go, you know what? If we can do some real damage, we got UNLV and Boise, who will probably be the picks in their respective conferences to win. Then we got, obviously, the formidable opponents within the American. Not only can we get to the championship game and win it, we may be able to go to the playoff. Do you guys even look that far, or are you, as a player, a week-to-week guy?
We're definitely a day-to-day guy. Actually, we're a practice. The toughest thing to do is practice. Practice is always going to be harder than the game. You know, especially how Coach Huff practice. Coach Huff practice. You know, we still 2 spots. Like, he's still 2 spots. Ain't no sitting down on the sideline. We got a whole nother field for you to be practicing. You know?
But you're dialed in for that. But you're not looking at that schedule. You're not looking at who's on there and the possibilities.
I feel like nobody wants to break it down on 6 and 6, right? Nobody wants to say losers on 3, you know, like nobody wants to lose. Nobody's trying to lose. But I feel like nobody's trying to get better each and every day. You know, how many people are thinking about getting better each and every day? How many people are just thinking about the championship and just thinking about the glory, not thinking about the grind, you know?
Yeah.
So in order to be the team that gets it, you got to think about the minute things. You got to think about the day-to-day process. You got to be process-driven. That's the only way to get there. It's a process.
do you pay much attention or at like preseason predictions and things to try and maybe use some of that as motivation for people that may be doubting you?
I feel like no. I feel like all the motivation is in the opportunity. Each day, I'm a faith-driven man, and I feel like each day that I'm blessed enough to wake up is all the motivation I need. You know, the opportunity that we have right now, the opportunity that we're gonna get to have is gonna be huge. So I just feel like the opportunity, like I said, the opportunity that we have is all the motivation that we need, that I need.
Is it tough to go through a long summer of just workouts and things of that nature, going to class in anticipation of the season? Are you like every day going, please, season, get here? Are you able to take your time over the summer and relax, or are you just real anxious?
I feel like the best advice that I gotten was to enjoy the off season. You know, you got to enjoy it. You got to enjoy it, meaning you got to be able to work. You can't look too far ahead, or you're gonna miss what's right in front of you. You know, so like enjoying the off season and taking it day by day is actually an enjoyable part, because during the season there's all types of stress factors. You know, there's all types of different things that people don't look into. Like if you're draft eligible, you're having good games. Now there's agents hitting you up. Now you're thinking about this. Now you're looking at projections saying you're a 3rd round pick, and then you go into the game thinking you're a 3rd round pick. You miss a tackle. Now you think you undrafted in the middle of the game. You know, so it's like I feel like the season comes with its own heats and battles, but I feel like just enjoying the off season and the process of getting better each and every day is the thing that I focus on.
Absolutely fantastic. I got this email earlier today that you, along with your teammates, Jamon Tapp and Ian Foster, along with tight end Hunter Tipton, you guys are on the Shriner Children's East-West Bowl 1000 watch list. So hopefully that will lead to maybe participating in the Shrine Bowl and other great things for you, Mike. We look forward to watching you play. We look forward to this Tigers team. It's going to be exciting. Thank you so much, my friend. Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You take care. All right, Mike. So there you go. Mike Montgomery and Coach Charles Huff joining us from Tampa.
Folks, whether you're buying or selling a home, you always want to make sure you got that great realtor to help you navigate the market and make sure everything is going to be in order. Well, Bubba Sandifer at Emmett Baird Realty can help you through that process. 901-319-0747. Bubba right now has some great listings from all over the area, all different sizes, everything that you could be looking for, whatever you're looking for. Bubba's got some great listings, but even if he doesn't have those listings, he can find something that is perfect for you and your family. And if you're looking to sell a home, Bubba will make sure you get the exposure that you need, find those great buyers, and get you top dollar. Now, if you're trying to sell quickly, get out of it, well, he'll buy it as is for cash as well, too. So either way you go about it, you're always going to come out a winner with Bubba Sandifer at Emmett Baird Realty. Again, 901-319-0747. Bubba Sandifer at Emmett Baird Realty.
You're tuned into Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Broadcasting from the Family Leisure Studio, we are Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
When it comes to Kia, we got it covered during the summer sticker sales event at Gossett Kia on the Pike. 2026 Kia K4 LXS $299 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2027 Kia Seltos LX $269 a month, $37.99 due at signing. 2026 Kia Sorento LX, we got it $319 a month. And 2027 Kia Telluride only $449 a month, all 24-month lease $39.99 due at signing. And 2026 EV9 $12,000 off MSRP or get 0% for 60 months. Plus Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. Come see Bobby J and get your new Kia today. Gossett Kia 1900 Covington Pike. Online, KiaCovingtonPike.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
All 650 acquisition fee, K4TE 349.9980, MSRP 24,825, Seltos V 5010936, MSRP 27,130, Sorrento TG 55570, MSRP 34,280, Telluride VGO 42305, MSRP 44,655, EV9 TG 007,645, includes all rebates and incentives, PF 895 must finance through PFA, excludes tax, title, and license, and approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details, offer valid through 7/31/26.
When you run a growing home service business, you roll with the punches. More trucks, more techs, more jobs. And suddenly your team is drowning in spreadsheets, manual work, and software that can't keep up. There's a better way. Service Titan is the all-in-one operating system designed to help you scale the right way. There's a reason Service Titan customers increase their revenue by an average of 15% every single year. Get the software you can't outgrow. Go to ServiceTitan.com to learn more.
It's time to ride in America's best-backed vehicles with a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty at Gossett Mitsubishi on the Pike. Take your pick, 2026 Mitsubishi Outlander ES or 2026 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross, now $389 a month. Every remaining 2025 Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross and 2025 Mitsubishi Outlander, $6,000 off MSRP. If you own a 2022 Mitsubishi Outlander, you can receive an additional $2,000 off your 2026 Rally Art and Trail Edition trims and get $4,500 off or 0% for 72 months. Plus, Tennessee residents get an additional $1,000 off all 26 Outlander Sports. That's Gossett Mitsubishi, 1956 Covington Pike, online at memphismitsubishi.com.
If you want it, we got it at Gossett Motor Cars.
Outlander TZO 20861, MSRP 32810, Cross TZO 35349, MSRP 30,455. Must show proof of ownership 22 Outlander to receive Rally Art Trail. Offers include all rebates and incentives. PF 895 excludes tax, title, and license. Offer valid through end of the month with approved credit dealer stock only.
Hey, Sid.
Yeah?
You know it's coming to the Peabody Hotel, right?
What's coming to the Peabody Hotel? You have got to tell me.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool and amazing.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. This hour is brought to you by James Gaddis Jewelers.
Don't you just love it?
Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Got a text from JJ, says, what a well-spoken young man. He's got a bright future ahead. Yeah, he was
Really,
great.
really good.
He was great. He thought the answers were fantastic, and certainly that's sounds like a great guy to have as one of the leaders of this Tiger football team. Well, the Duke-Michigan game, which has been the cause of a lot of debate about the television rights of that game for this year in college basketball, is now off. I guess they could not come to a settlement. That was the game that was originally announced as it was going to be part of the Duke package that was going to air on Amazon Prime, but then the Big Ten got involved and said they were kind of fighting for the broadcast rights of that game. So that is off. It looks like Duke now will play Texas Tech instead on December 21st at Madison Square Garden, and that game will be broadcast on Amazon Prime. So they have got rid of Michigan, picked up Texas Tech as their opponent, and they will still be able to air that game on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, it's a shame. They played during the regular season last year, nearly met in the Final Four, but it ended up being in the championship, Michigan and Connecticut. They said that they were looking at alternate venues. So instead of Madison Square Garden, they attempted to move to the Miami Marlins Stadium.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. They tried pull out all stops, but not happening. As you said, Duke and Texas Tech. So that means Michigan will have to find a replacement game as well. I mentioned talking with Penny yesterday. He said there's still a couple of games that they have to announce, which will be bye games, I'm sure. Home games against teams that are probably a little bit less than what that non-conference schedule has as far as the big-time games that are neutral court on the road, part of the tournament in the Bahamas, your Jackson States, when Tony Madlock was there at Alabama State, so I'm sure it won't be them anymore, but it'll be those type of teams. 2 more, I think, that have to be added to fulfill the schedule and the requirements for the amount of home games that you would have at FedEx Forum. Again, not real appealing, the home schedule for the most part. There's a couple, but it's all about the Tigers. And if the Tigers can play well, especially setting the tone in the non-conference, then you're going to have more people that are going to want to watch this team play when it's all said and done. Folks, lunch, dinner is always a good time for Corky's this weekend. Bring the family to Corky's with 4 locations in the greater Memphis area. Poplar Avenue in Memphis, Poplar Avenue in Collierville, Germantown Parkway in Cordova, Goodman Road in Olive Branch. They have lunch specials every day. Party packs that start at just $7.99. When you get yourself your entree, add a third of a rack of ribs for just $7.99. Get a taste of those delicious slow-smoked ribs that they have at Corky's. Been serving them up for 40 years. They've been catering that entire time. So if you have any event you got coming up that you want catered, let Corky's cater that for you. And as far as lunch is concerned, you want them to deliver to your home or office, $3.99. That is a local delivery set fee. It will not change. $4 basically to get that great barbecue delivered to your home or office. Corky's Ribs and Barbecue, open for lunch and dinner 7 days a week. When we come back, we open up hour 3 with 10 in a row, the game show that has swept the nation. And then we'll talk college football and NFL with Joe DeLeon. That'll be coming up at 9:25. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Let Bryant Dacus and Brett Norsworthy take you home every afternoon. Sports Time on Sports 56. Weekdays from 3 to 6 here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Since 1948, in the alley, the Rendezvous. I'm with John Burgos. John, what's going on in the Rendezvous?
Brett, after 76 years, we've decided to expand our product line. Anyone who's tasted our ribs is familiar with our vinegar base. It's now available in a 32-ounce jar. It's so good to base or marinate all meats. I even put a little bit on turnip greens. Something we've been using at the restaurant or at our house has been the Greek seasoning. My father was a cook, but my mother was a chef, and she was the one that put Greek seasoning on everything from a Mediterranean diet or a steak. My mom used it on soup, salad, veggies, fish, any meats. It's a great seasoning and a flavor enhancer. My brother Nick figured out salt and pepper was more than just McCormick's and Morton's. He's come up with a perfect blend we use to coat our shoulders and our brisket, and he used to make it for his friends as Christmas gifts, and they loved it. All these products are available at the Rendezvous or online for shipping as gifts and in many grocery stores. And if they're not in your favorite grocery store, ask your grocer to stock it.
A beloved family affair and still going strong since 1948, the Rendezvous.
You know that feeling when something is supposed to be complicated and then it's not? That's the Dobbs Brothers way. For your new Chevrolet, there's no games, no runaround, no surprises, just straight answers from people who actually mean them. Buying a car shouldn't feel like a battle, and at Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet, it doesn't. Trust, transparency, and driving our community forward. That's the Dobbs Brothers way. Shop Dobbs Brothers Chevrolet of Bartlett today. Together, let's drive.
Admit it. When you start thinking about tastes of Memphis, you think treats, sweets. You think Dinstall's. For 122 years now. What is that, 5 generations? When people wanted something to bring to a party that will just make everybody happy, they bring out Dinstall's. 122 years of cashew crunch, of heavenly hash, of turtlettes, of their award-winning fudge. That's worldwide. It's known that well. Then there's the milk chocolate. It all starts there. There's the double-dip peanuts. And then every fall, those famous chocolate-covered strawberries with that fondant. And they won't tell you what's in the fondant, but it makes it oh so special. And easy to get to. 5 locations. There's where they make the candies in Pleasant View. There's Germantown. There's Collierville. There's even one downtown and in my neck of the woods in Laurelwood. You know what? 122 years made in Memphis and enjoyed by the whole world. Dinstall's.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
This traffic brought to you by Old Dominick Distillery. Come for the spirits, stay for the experience. Cheers to Memphis. Learn more at olddominick.com.
Sports 56 traffic.
Good morning, T-Dot. Still working with a couple of accidents out here. Still busy trying to push up through Midtown on 240 North. At least it's moving right now up by Lamar up to Union as that volume of traffic increases on the 55 bridge coming over from Crittenden County, West Memphis. Hey, be sure to check out the animals that are available for adoption right now at the Humane Society of Memphis, Shelby County. Log on to memphishumane.org. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
We are Sports 56, WHBQ Memphis, and W253DF Memphis, with Dave Woloshin, weekday mornings from 10 to 11.
Now, back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Welcome back, everybody. 9:05 the time. Final hour for us today here on Sports 56 Mornings. Final hour for us this week, in fact, as we're getting you set for the sports weekend. Greg Gaston, Eli Savoy, Jay Ham with you on this Friday, July 24th, 2026. We're broadcasting live and local from the Family Leisure Studios. You can check out Family Leisure this weekend. Say hi to Lindsay or Billy or any of the gang there at Family Leisure and tell them you heard it here on Sports 56. Right now, it is 74. It's going to get up to 87 today. Cloudy skies. So that should keep it at least comfortable, but there's a chance for some precip later in the day into the evening. About a 15% chance could see a stray shower or thunderstorm. Tomorrow, though, thunderstorms are a possibility at 75%. High temperature 87 degrees, but we'll see a lot of sun. We'll see some sun on Sunday, and we'll see higher temperatures. 96 degrees on Sunday, 98 on Monday. Tuesday could hit 100. So the oppressive heat is coming back in spades as well, as we're going to have 3 or 4 days of it here in Memphis and the Mid-South. Coming up a little bit later on in the hour, Joe DeLeon joins us at 9:25 to talk some college football and NFL. But it is Friday, and it's time right now for 10 in a row.
Not 5, not 6, not 7, not 8, not 9, but 10 in a row.
It's the game show that has swept the nation. It is 10 in a row. If you want to participate, hit us up right now. Jump on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines at 901-360-8255. 10 in a row, brought to you each and every week by Napa Cafe.
That's right. Napa Cafe over at 5101 Sanderlin. Open for dinner Wednesday through Saturday starting at 5. Serving up great food, and they've been doing it for a long time now. 28 years they've been in business serving up some great food here in Memphis. Whether it's a night out to celebrate a special occasion, or just a casual night out with friends, whatever, they are going to be taking care of you with 5 dining rooms, including their private wine cellar. And again, great food, which is what it's all about. The entire menu also available for curbside pickup, so you can take some of that delicious food home with you. Again, they're open for dinner Wednesday through Saturday starting at 5. If you go to napacafe.com, you can make reservations. You can check out the menu. You can do all of that right there on the website, napacafe.com. 5101 Sanderlin, Napa Cafe. The winner of 10 in a row today is going to get a $25 gift certificate to the Owner's Box out in Lakeland, a $25 gift card to Central Barbecue, a McDonald's prize package with some freebies from McDonald's, and a couple of Malco movie passes.
And again, a shout out to the Pena Elite McDonald's Group with 8 locations across Shelby County, including locations in Memphis, in Cordova, in Collierville. So make sure it's a Pena Elite McDonald's when you use those gift cards. All right, here's the question. top 10 most watched sports in the United States according to audience metrics and annual TV ratings. I'll give you a sport. If it's ranked in the top 10 most watched, it's a yes. If not, it's a no. 901-360-8255 is the number. You can jump on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener lines right now if you'd like to participate. The top 10 most watched sports in the USA according to audience metrics and annual TV ratings.
When you say sport, are you saying like football?
I'll say college football.
Okay.
I'll say NFL. I'll say college baseball, things of that nature.
360-8255, 360-8255 to play 10 in a row. Again, $25 to the owner's box, $25 to Central Barbecue, a McDonald's gift pack with some freebies from McDonald's, and a couple of Malco movie passes, all on the line for the winner of 10 in a row today. Leading us off is going to be Gary. Hello, Gary.
What's up, Gary?
Hey, hello. Good morning.
Good morning. All right, top 10 most watched sports in the USA, not an individual sporting event, just the overall general sport itself, according to audience metrics and annual TV ratings. Okay? Swimming.
Yes, sir.
Swimming.
Not.
So no for swimming. NBA.
No. Yes.
Auto racing, that includes both NASCAR and Indy.
Yes.
Lacrosse.
No.
Horse racing.
No.
Major League Baseball.
Yes.
The WNBA.
No.
College football.
Yes.
Darts.
No.
Beach volleyball.
No.
Right out of the gate, there's your winner.
Gary, congratulations, sir. You are a winner. Hold on. Jay will let you know how to get your prizes.
I wanted to say that this is going to be really, really easy, but then sometimes I'll say that and it ends up not being easy. But to me, this is, it's pretty obvious. The second list, Eli Savoy, I'll give to you. PGA.
Yes.
Track and field.
No.
NHL.
Yes.
Combat sports, that's MMA and boxing combined.
Yes.
Figure skating.
No.
NFL.
Yes.
Rugby.
No.
College basketball.
Yes.
LPGA.
No.
Softball.
No.
Give yourself a prize package. Yeah, pretty easy. 20 for 20 between Gary and you. Congratulations to Gary. That was quick. Sorry for those folks who dialed in and never got an opportunity, but those things happen from time to time. We get the winner right off the bat. That's 10 in a row. It's brought to you each and every week by Napa Cafe.
So ESPN has released a new set of NBA power rankings with the free agency mostly done. Although, again, waiting on LeBron, and then that leads to a couple of others.
Sure.
Big names, but we know that Draymond's going to be back at Golden State, and Harden will be back in Cleveland.
How about Duren? Do we think he's going to be back in Detroit?
Yeah, I think he'll be back in Detroit. But just we saw this last year with some restricted free agents. These restricted free agents, it could take a while, but they have Oklahoma City 1, San Antonio 2, the Knicks at 3, Denver at 4, Philadelphia number 5, Detroit at 6, Minnesota 7, Cleveland at 8, then Boston and Houston rounding out their top 10. They have the Lakers at 11, which I don't get.
I don't get it either.
I don't get that really at all. They have the Memphis Grizzlies at number
27,
26. They have them ahead of the Pelicans at 27, the Nets at 28, the Bucks at 29, and the Kings at 30. So they have them avoiding the relegation zone. They have them. If they finished there record wise, at least they would be in the best spot as far as the lottery is concerned.
Who is just ahead of them? Give me a couple of teams that are just ahead of them.
The Bulls are right ahead of them. The Clippers are 2 spots ahead of them. The Mavericks are 3 spots ahead of them. The Wizards, Charlotte's at 21.
Yeah, I mean, maybe the Clippers could struggle with the Kawhi Leonard trade, which still hasn't officially happened, but Grizzlies are going to be there. I mean, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, although Eli's the bearer of bad news, according to that. And anybody expects the Grizzlies that they're going to be a top 15 team this upcoming season, it's just not going to happen. I saw another prediction of win totals yesterday, and I forget where this one came from. We gave the other day, it was DraftKings. I think it was DraftKings. I forget who this one was, but it was 30. And I've seen where it's 26 too. So I think it's right around that number, between 26 and 30.
30 is a safe number.
I think so.
Yeah.
They also gave off-season grades. They gave the Grizzlies a B for their off-season, which was, there weren't many A's, or I think there's only 3 or 4 A's, or A minuses. So, they were one of their, I think they were probably like amongst a group of probably like 8 or 9 that had B or better. So they liked their off-season.
Well, it shows you the hole that they're digging out from when they can be given a B, which is a very good grade, as we know from our school days, given a B for all the offseason moves they made, which was a lot of them, and still picked as the 26th best team out of 30. There's a lot of digging out to do.
I think they kind of we got a refreshing upside going forward for it, you know. Did great in the draft, able to move off of pieces and just start fresh.
That's what it is.
Just getting into the top 4 of the draft and knowing you're getting one of those 4 guys gave you a good start at getting a good grade for your offseason. Exactly. That's just bottom line. Like, it was, like, I'll have to double check. I think like every one of those top 4 teams got a pretty good grade for their offseason because they got those 4 guys.
Well, here's the thing, too. If you go out there and play competitively, stay healthy, get this lease announcement hopefully here soon, and just play hard, then the fans will appreciate that, because I think most realistic fans understand that you're still a ways away, and then you fall into that slot where 4th or 5th worst, not bottom 3, unless it's a miracle,
right.
Then I think that would be you don't say successful, but you say that's fine. We understand. And then we go to the draft and we go to next year and then we see the offseason moves. And then 2 seasons from now, you hope that you're a lot more competitive.
Well, we can chart the progress and like what we see. We're feeling good about it.
Yes, chart the progress, because I still think in 2 years, you'll be maybe hopefully competitive for a playoff spot, or certainly you'd be in the play-in, but you're still not ready to challenge the top couple. And I don't know if you're ever going to be. And that goes for a lot of teams. But it's baby steps. It's incrementally improving. And I think they will. I'm looking forward to watching some of these young guys mature during the season. But God forbid, basketball gods, I pray to you, keep this team healthy.
And I'll correct that. On their grades, they don't even count the draft picks. Okay. It's only free agency trades, that stuff. So just because you get a great draft pick doesn't mean so they don't even include the draft picks in their offseason grade. So they gave the Grizzlies a B without Cameron Boozer being considered into that.
Wow. So you're talking about Jackson and the Utah trade.
That wasn't offseason.
Okay, so what are we talking about here then?
The Ja trade.
The Ja trade. That's right. The Ja trade.
The free agent signings. And
the few moves that you got, I guess, as far as, just clearing out what they felt was toxicity.
Well, I thought you're right. Jaron wasn't
setting them up salary cap wise, all that stuff.
Well, yes, it was really the removal of Ja.
They gave this
basically garnered them the B rating, the B grade.
They gave the Spurs, Jazz both A's. They gave the Hawks an A-, the Hornets an A-, and the 76ers an A-. Then they gave the Rockets a B+, and then the Grizzlies at a B, along with Miami, Milwaukee, and that's it as far as Bs.
What did they give Boston?
The Nets, the Mavericks, and the Pacers all got B- along with the Knicks.
What did they give Boston? Because this is all about that trade.
Boston
C-?
One of the let's see, Boston got a C-. Detroit got a C-. Orlando a D+, Washington a D+, Pelicans a D. Clippers and the Raptors are incompletes.
You have no grade point average. Mr. Blutarski, 0.0. So if Detroit re-ups with Jalen Duren, that grade has to be changed. What did you say that was, like D or C- or whatever it was for Detroit? Then
C-, I believe.
Then you have to go up on that, right? If you get Duren back, I would think.
Yeah. I would certainly think that would be the case, yes.
Brian Windhorst reporting that LeBron James will not be doing any more introductory press conferences after his famous one in 2010 when he joined the Heat. There's not going to be an introductory press conference. You don't have to get ready for it after not 5, not 6, not 7. LeBron is done with introductory press conferences. If he does one, it'll be on his own platform and not an open thing that you're going to have.
Talking earlier in the week that Bleacher Report was doing their I don't remember what they called the whole series of things, but their best shooters in NBA history, their top 10, 1, Steph Curry, 2, Reggie Miller, 3, Ray Allen. It's a pretty good threesome right there. You could knock down some, you could spread the floor with that trio.
Not bad.
4, Kevin Durant, 5, Klay Thompson, 6, Larry Bird, 7, Steve Nash, 8, Dirk Nowitzki, 9, Damian Lillard, 10, Kyle Korver.
I like all 10 with that. I probably could pick it apart, just have fun with it, but I don't have a problem with any of the 10 that's selected there.
Former Grizzlies on the list. Former Memphis Grizzlies. There were a couple of Vancouver Grizzlies, but former Memphis Grizzlies on the list.
Let's guess. How many you got?
8.
Mike Miller.
Mike Miller's 38. I thought Mike Miller might be higher than 38. I would have actually put Mike Miller higher than 38.
Yeah.
Okay, shooters. Des Bane.
Yeah.
Bane just made it. He's number 99.
Wow.
He's the top 99 shooters of all time. He's number 99.
99? Okay. Best shooters. Knockdown shooters. We're talking about. Do they put Battier on there?
No.
I didn't think so, but, he's got that corner 3. Who knows who's
Did
putting
they
these
put
lists
Luke
together.
on there?
Yes.
Kennard?
Yeah.
Oh, God. He's got to be,
Luke
right?
Kennard is 56th.
Is there anybody currently a current Grizzly?
No.
Okay. But let's see. God, there's so many slashers. You think about the guys they've had, like, the guys that slashed to the bucket, like Eddie Jones and Bonzi Wells. And
we were so deep shooting deprived for so long.
Jason Williams wouldn't be on there, right?
He's a good shooter, but I don't think he'll make that list.
There's 6 more Grizzlies we got to come up with. I know. Rudy Gay?
No.
Rudy Gay's not on there? Who the hell do we have for shooters all these years?
Rated in half.
Mike Miller.
I mean, there are a lot of a few of these guys are guys you would never, you don't think of as Grizzlies, but they played for the Grizzlies.
He stomped me out on these last.
Did Arenas ever play?
He never really did. He dressed out. He was on the bench for that playoff
He played a game.
Yeah.
So he count? Is he on there?
He's not.
Really?
Gosh. Is Conley on there?
No.
I don't think so. I'm just throwing it. He's making faces every time I guess one of these guys. But
somebody's Rudy Gay would never be on a list of the top 99.
I know, but I can't believe there's
Shane Battier.
I can't believe there's 6 more Grizzlies. I'm just trying to come up with names.
It's
not going to be Zebo. I mean,
they're not like very notable Grizzlies either. So we got to go.
Powell's not on it. Okay, and it's not the Vancouver guys. They don't even count.
James Posey made timely threes.
There's
but I don't
no
think
way
he'll
he's
be
on that list. There's no way he's on that list. All right, come on. Let's get our heads together here. We only got a couple minutes. Joe's going to join us next. We got to come up with this. Come on, historian.
This is tough for me because, like you said, it's not notable.
I know. I keep thinking of guys like Bonzi Wells and Stromal and Eddie Jones and Jason Williams and those kind of guys that weren't.
I'm thinking of the guys who were here briefly that were great shooters that weren't here long.
Iverson was here. I mean, is Iverson one of the 99 greatest shooters?
Never.
No, right?
Nah. He stomped me on this one.
I'm waving the white flag, man. Go ahead, Eli.
Seth Curry's number 34.
What? He's the 34th greatest shooter? Seth Curry?
Danny Green at 72.
Really?
We did have Dan, yeah.
Wesley Person at 78.
Wow. See, I forgot about Wesley.
Yeah, like again, these aren't guys you're thinking of as Grizzlies.
Is this all time?
Vince Carter at 81 and Grayson Allen at 82.
Wait, is it all time shooters?
Mm-hmm.
Where did Chuck Person come in?
He's got to be top 40, right?
Oh, I don't know.
The Rifleman?
I don't have that. I don't know for sure.
Okay.
Dude, those guys are in the top 99 of all time?
That's a good list. I want to look through that when we talk to Joe.
Where's Big Shot Bob? Robert Horry.
I don't. He was in there. I don't know.
I'll check
for sure
that
where.
and see if he's there.
My God, Seth Curry's 30. I know he's a good shooter, but 34?
I want to see what 33 they got in front of them, which we heard those 10, so the other 23 rather.
Unbelievable.
Seth Curry is in his career, 43% 3-point shooter.
No, he's good, but it's not like he plays a ton anywhere he's been. He doesn't play a ton.
He's got a pistol, though, Greg.
He does. But, I mean, top 100 all time, all those years of the NBA. Folks, frame your memories, preserve your legacy, enjoy them for a lifetime. You can do so at Frame Corner. Frame Corner has been around for 50 years, the finest custom framing place you'll find in Memphis and the Mid-South, helping preserve memories that matter most. Museum quality frames, glass, and mats. Whatever it is in your life, from wedding invitations and photos, anniversaries, birthday celebrations, all those photos from vacations and those keepsakes, birthdays, you're always taking pictures. You want them in frames. Sand and seashells, flowers and leaves. Yeah, people put them in frames. They look beautiful in a home. How about all the sports memorabilia and collectibles you have? A football jersey in a frame looks so much better. Autographed baseballs, footballs, basketballs, hockey collectibles, soccer memorabilia, it all looks better when it's inside a frame, when it is in a glass, when it's matted, whatever the case may be. It just brings out something more to your home or office, and they can do it for you at Frame Corner, and they do it as good as anybody out there. Go see Mark Young and the gang at Frame Corner. Tell them you heard it here on Sports 56 Mornings. Expert framing for more than 50 years. The finest custom framing you'll find. Again, frame those memories. Frame them for life at Frame Corner. When we come back, Joe DeLeon will join us. This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk. Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
You have opinions?
I think it's over.
Of course you do.
I don't think it's that simple.
Everyone does.
I got all the answers.
Hit us up on the Sissy's Log Cabin listener line at 360-8255.
Hey everybody, July is by far the best month to drive to the mountains, to the beach, to anywhere in America, from sea to shining sea. It's also the best month to come out here to All-Star Chevy and Olive Branch to pick out a new Silverado, any new Silverado you want, because Olive Branch is where all the new Silverados are. And listen to this, no interest for 5 years, no payments until maybe Halloween, because your good credit deserves it. Military and first responders, you get an extra $500 bonus. And how about the new Traverse with the third row seating? Yeah, they got that. And for all your commercial and fleet needs, All-Star Chevy is the top-rated business elite dealer. Express cargo and passenger vans are here. So check out this huge, and I mean huge, pre-owned selection. Equinox, Tahoes, Traverse, Suburbans, and so many Silverados. And if you have any vehicle you want to sell, bring it here to All-Star Chevy in Olive Branch and get the most money for it today. Together, let's drive. Don't miss the best sale of the summer event going on right now in Olive Branch at All-Star Chevrolet, or go to allstarautogroup.com.
Chris Price here with Metro Builders Roofing and Restoration. We've seen days, even what seems like weeks of soaking rain, damaging hail, and even flooding. So today, do one simple thing. Look up. If you see a water stain, bubbling paint, or discoloration on your ceiling, don't ignore it. What starts as a small roof leak can quickly become mold, turning a minor problem into a major expense. At Metro Builders Memphis, our professionals will inspect your roof, assess any storm damage, help mitigate further damage. We'll measure your roof from outer space and guide you through the repair or replacement process with an estimate on site with multiple options at that. Don't let them tell you your roof needs to be replaced when all it may need is some love. We'll give you an honest assessment so you can make the right decision for your home and family. At Metro Builders Memphis, call me, 901-375-1717. That's 901-375-1717, or simply book your appointment online at metrobuildersmemphis.com.
All 650 acquisition PK4TE 349.9980 MSRP 24.825 Siltos V 5010936 MSRP 27.130 Sorrento TG 55570 MSRP 34.280 Telluride VGO 42.305 MSRP 44.655 EV9 GG 07645 includes all rebates and incentives PFA 95 minus 2 KFA excludes tax time and license with approved credit dealer stock only. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 7/31/26. Jeff Allen, what's happening over at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah?
Randy, I got some mind-blowing deals going on over here on Mount Moriah. 2026 Kia K4 LXS 229 a month, $34.99 due at signing. 2027 Kia Seltos LX 269 a month, $37.99 due at signing. 2026 Kia Sorrento LX, we got it at $319 a month. And a 2027 Kia Telluride S front-wheel drive, only $449 a month. All 24-month lease, $39.99 due at signing. And 2026 EV9, $12,000 off MSRP or get 0% for 60 months.
All equipped with Kia's 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty.
So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, you'll be happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah.
Trained to push past the pain, not athletes, just people, men, women, and children who are trafficked every day in communities across the United States, sometimes by someone they trusted, sometimes by their own family. While millions watched the World Cup, they're fighting to survive in silence. Blue Campaign continues harnessing the global energy of the World Cup to help raise awareness and break the silence of human trafficking. Get informed. Visit bluecampaign.gov/World Cup to learn the facts, end the misconceptions, and start the conversation. That's bluecampaign.gov/World Cup.
Saturday morning at 10 o'clock, come hang out on the back porch. An hour full of the hottest topics and important people around the SEC and only the SEC. The Back Porch, Saturday morning at 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Good morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
So Robert Horry was at 84. Chuck Person was at 80 on their list.
Wait. Robert Horry was at 84. 84. Robert Horry. Big Shot Bob was at 84.
I want to say only because he never created his own shot, and that's a whack answer to me.
Well, he's behind Wesley Person. Okay, one thing is behind Chuck Person. He's behind.
But Horry made big shots, but he wasn't a great shooter.
But that has to be part of the criteria, making big shots.
It's not the most clutch shooters; it's the best shooters. He wasn't like some outstanding great shooter. Like he made big shots, but it wasn't like he had some insane percentage from three. And
where do they have Luka?
I don't
okay.
The oh, by the way, Gilbert Arenas played 17 games with the Grizzlies. Actually, Seth Curry was the one I was thinking of. He played one game with the Grizzlies. Seth Curry played one game with the Grizzlies. I had them switched around. I was thinking Seth played a few more and Arenas only played one, but Arenas played 17 games. Curry played one.
And Allen Iverson played 3?
I don't remember how many Iverson
One
played.
for Seth. Iverson played what? 2, 3, 4, something like that, right?
It was 8 and all on the road.
Yeah,
he played in 8.
I would think it was. I was going to say. I was going to say 7. 7
7
was
or
in my
8
mind,
somewhere in there.
but I know. Yeah, it was all.
Yeah, I
all
remember
on
they
the
were
road.
on the road because I remember they were on Sacramento. I think was one of them and all that. And I was waiting for him to come back, and
Right.
never happened.
Well, we got it.
Never happened. Time now for Joe DeLeon.
Time now to talk about the college football weekend and look ahead with Joe DeLeon, co-host of the Ruffino and Joe Show, covering college football and the NFL draft at A to Z Sports. Here's Joe DeLeon with Greg and Eli.
Rocks! He is Joe DeLeon. He joins us every single week now. Normally he's on at 8:25. He was nice enough to move his time slot to 9:25 so we could talk to Coach Charles Huff from American Conference Media Days. Joe, how are you?
Doing good. How are you guys doing?
Man, doing fantastic. I want to tell people, now we talked about this, I think, a little bit the last time you were on, about this project that you were doing where you were putting together your list of the greatest college football players since 1776. Yes, I didn't misspeak, folks. Since 1776. And I watched this thing. I mean, the work you put into this thing, it is great. First of all, explain again what it is. Tell people how they can watch it, and then we'll talk a little bit about it.
Yeah, the concept of it was, and I had a great production team that helped produce it. It took a while to edit and get the whole thing done. But the concept was, it was supposed to be for the 250th of the new year, ranking every single year, not ranking, but like every single year, who would have been the greatest college football player of all time, or greatest player of all time for that specific year. And there was some creativity that was required for that because there was no college football, obviously, in 1776. So there were some fun pulls going through history and finding, who had some really athletic accounts that maybe would have worked as a middle linebacker, a defensive tackle, a running back, whatever it might have been. That was a really fun project, and then get to kind of turn around and do, who legitimately was athletically the best college football player in 1972 or 1995, whatever it might have been. It was really cool. It was one of the most fun projects that I've worked on. It's starting to pick up a little bit of steam on YouTube, and I'm hoping that it gets a pretty good return on viewership because there's nothing else out there like that.
No. So YouTube is where they can find it?
Yeah, I have a new channel that I've been started and I've been trying to build up. It's just Joe DeLeon on YouTube, and doing some unique stuff that's completely different from Ruffino and Joe, where it's different perspective from the debate style stuff that we do on Ruffino and Joe. So I'm going to be posting a lot more on there during the season.
Who would be one of the, going way back, who obviously didn't play college football, but somebody that maybe people wouldn't realize was as athletic as they were?
Oh, man, that's a good question. I think that easy one off the top of the head is, like, Abraham Lincoln was regarded as like a really good athlete. He was a really good wrestler. Yeah, and that was what I referenced in the video, is that he was a really, really good wrestler. I think that he's probably the easiest one to pull because, like, everybody knows who Abraham Lincoln is. You kind of just assume that he's this big, tall former president, but he was pretty athletic for his time.
Well, what was funny is, so you start in 1776, and you have your criteria, and you start off and you go, George Washington, the father of our country, was too old. Like, he was 40-something years old in 76. Yeah. So you eliminated him, and then you went to his like obscure brother or something I never heard of. Cousin, all right, cousin. It was like a split. I think was a split end or something. I was laughing, but I was just, and you got photos of these dudes and all that. I mean, it's how long did this take?
The script, just to record the script, was like an hour and a half. The editing took like three weeks. It was a long process, long edit. And again, credit to the production team.
But the research,
I'm working with.
How long did the research take?
A long time, about over a week as well. Not like a full week, but like, time of pulling everything and whatnot. But again, I didn't do this fully solo. I had some help from some great people that helped me put this thing together. It was a hell of a project. It absolutely was. What
one or two things, like, I know it's your opinion about things, but when you're looking up information, it doesn't have to be from before college football was even played, but even during college football, and that's been around forever, one or two things that maybe like surprised you, like a person you were like, oh my God, he's got to be number one.
That's a really good question, because generally it felt like there, for the most part, most of the athletes were easy to pick, because like you kind of just understood like, who was going to fit in certain years. Like Archie Griffin was going to be an easy pick. Herschel Walker was going to be an easy pick. Bo Jackson was going to be an easy pick. For me, just having like how much I like keep up with the history of college football, there wasn't anything that was particularly surprising, because most of the names I was able to pull from were commonly regarded as the best players during those eras. And there's a pretty interesting spectrum too, because there's defensive linemen in there. There's offensive linemen like Orlando Pace, was somebody who was featured in there. Who
did you leave out? Like, give me a year where you left out like one of the greatest players of all time that was maybe left out.
I don't know if I had anyone, to be quite honest.
Really, it all worked out that well, huh?
Well, here's the thing, though, and I'm kind of not being lazy, but there were whatever it was, like 100-something guys that were mentioned. So I'm trying to think off of all the guys that I talked about in the video, but I don't think that I necessarily missed anyone that would have been considered controversial to a degree. Maybe Baker Mayfield. He was somebody that didn't make it in there. I'm forgetting who I put over him for that year, but Baker Mayfield was somebody that I remember I called out in the script that didn't make it for the year that he won the Heisman and whatnot.
Did you have OJ in?
No, that was also in the script. I deliberately kept OJ out because for obvious reasons.
You mean you cut OJ?
You can say that. Your words, not mine.
It's fascinating though. I mean, I'm like, it was really cool, and then I laughed at times. I mean, it was just You need to. You got to check it out, folks. It's really cool.
It's a 50-minute video. I implore everybody, if you're looking for something
I didn't watch all 50, but I mean, I watched good hunks of it, so it's
right.
really good. All right, we got media days. We got Big Ten next week. We got the SEC that wrapped up on Thursday. Anything that blew your mind coming out of the SEC media days?
No, and a lot of the stuff that happened, I think, was pretty kind of cut and dry. I was a little disappointed that we didn't get the level of attention from Kiffin's podium. Now, I know that he kind of filibustered deliberately to prevent the opportunity for a lot of questions to be asked. He's very tactile with doing things like that. But I kind of was expecting that SC Media Days were going to, they didn't draw attention, but I thought there was going to be a lot more noise. And outside of Golding and the way that he spoke, it overall seemed like it was one of the more tame SEC Media Days, which sounds crazy with everything that went down this offseason. And maybe that's just for the sake of, some of these coaches were, tired and have been through the ringer with some of the stuff that they've been asked.
Joe, if you were just picking off of pure talent, who has the most talented roster in America?
I think that the answer to that question is Oregon. I think that they're the one team, if I look at every single position group, I can find a really good player in that position group, and they're at least top 10. They're the only position group that's not top 10 is their offensive line, but they can eventually become top 10 just because they've got so many new faces coming in. But you got Jamari Johnson at tight end, who's potentially a top 3 tight end this year. You have possibly the best receiver duo, but they're in the running for the best receiver duo in the country because there's a couple of other units that they're competing with Decoria Moore and Evan Stewart. The running back room is awesome. It was really good last year. You have 2 freshmen who are now going to be sophomores that are going to be really good players. Dante Moore is a top 2 quarterback in the country going into the season and should at the very least be a top 5 quarterback during this season. I would also say on defense, you've got the best front 7 in college football. I don't think that's hyperbolic to say, with the 4 guys up front with Mateo Uiagalelei, Amari Washington, Bear Alexander, and Tatum Tuioti. Linebacker is decent, but when we look at their secondary, Brandon Finney Jr. is the one dude who I think is going to start to really emerge as an elite corner and is going to be one of these guys that we talk about, like Leonard Moore, like we've talked about him over the past couple of years. And then around things out, I mean, like Lanning has done this very Kirby-esque with the way that he has emphasized going and getting high 4-star, 5-star kids to play in the secondary. They're deep as hell in their secondary. So to me, whenever I get asked this question, I'm always going with Oregon. It's hard to have a ridiculously talented roster, and I think that Oregon fits it. Doesn't mean that they run the table and win a national championship because Lanning still needs to prove that he can win those big games. But I look at every single position group, and the argument can be made that they've got elite players in every single one.
But could you imagine if they won? It would be 4 straight different Big Ten teams. That would be nuts. It's already pretty crazy right now with 3. Sissy's Log Cabin Lister Lines, that's where Joe is on. He's joining us here on the program. Our guests are on the Sissy's Log Cabin guest line, and we appreciate Sissy's Log Cabin. The AP Top 25, the preseason poll, is going to come out on August 17th. Joe, in no particular order, unless you want to order them, give me the 10 teams that you expect to be in the top 10 in the preseason poll.
Yeah, I think that not going to have an order off the top of my head because still kind of working through where I feel certain teams fit. But the teams that I think are in the top 10, we just spoke very highly of Oregon. I think that Texas, to me, is my team that's going to win the SEC, and I also believe that Georgia is going to be close right behind them. They have very comparable rosters. Notre Dame is going to be in the mix as well. It's the best team that Marcus Freeman has had in South Bend. I think that, Ohio State, this team is incredibly talented offensively. They've got some questions to answer on defense, but, that unit they have on offense, elite offensive line, elite receivers, a really good run game potentially, and bringing back Julian Sayin. I think that in terms of other teams in the SEC, I really like what Ole Miss is bringing back with Trinidad Chambliss and Kwan Lacey. They need to be in the mix there, even though they've got a lot of new faces on defense that, Pete Golding needs to figure out and coach up. I think that Oklahoma needs to be in that top 10 as well because their defense is potentially the best in the country, at least the very least the top 3 to me in my eyes. I think that Indiana is going to be a really good squad this upcoming year and is going to be highly competitive. That, even though that they've lost key pieces to the NFL, I think that they've done a really good job of reloading. Maybe a little bit controversial, but I think that USC deserves to be in the mix there of the conversation. And then lastly, I'm going to throw Miami in there, who is bringing back a unbelievable squad on offense with Darian Mensah leading it. The one team that you're probably wondering maybe that I left out, Texas Tech, I got to see what they're going to do this year at quarterback because as much as they keep trying to tell us that Will Hammond's good to go, I don't know what the deal is. This could be like a Cam Rising type situation where every single week we get told he's coming back and it's week 8 and he still hasn't stepped back on the field. So
I like that list.
Texas Tech, I got to be proven.
Yeah, I love that list. One thing from the NFL I wanted to ask you, and we don't ask you too many NFL questions except for the draft. And, of course, Joe covers college football, NFL draft for A to Z Sports. Cleveland, do you think Deshaun Watson will be the starter or it will be Shedeur Sanders?
I have a feeling it's probably going to be Deshaun Watson. I think that naturally you have his experience is enough. And Shedeur Sanders really struggled last year. He had a really, really tough time. I think that Watson's physical tools, too, fit some of the stuff that worked well for him when he was leading the Ravens offense. I'm not comparing him to Lamar Jackson, but having some mobility and some athleticism to work with. But here's the one thing, though. I think that if Shedeur does win the job, I do think it's kind of underrated that it provides him with a really good opportunity to prove that they should try to build around him and see if there's anything to tap into there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's shown in spurts that he can be really accurate, he can be really decisive, and he can be a reliable playmaker. But the problem is he's got to cut down on the boneheaded mistakes because there's been plenty of times and plenty of games where his completion percentage, the turnovers just have been backbreaking despite last season the Browns having a really good defense. But I ultimately feel like it's probably going to be Watson just because, he's been around a lot longer. And I kind of think that the Browns are mailing it in this year. And what better way to mail it in than to send out your quarterback that's not very well liked in the area to just kind of, be fodder for the entire year until you get through the season. And then you can draft Arch Manning or Dante Moore or whoever you want.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Watson per se, but I know how great he was at Clemson, and he started out really, really well at Houston with the Texans. And I'm just going to be curious to see if he wins that job, if he could put up some numbers. That could be quite the story in the NFL. He's Joe DeLeon. He covers college football, the NFL draft for A to Z Sports. He's the co-host of the Ruffino and Joe Show, which is terrific. He now has his YouTube page as well, where you can check out the greatest college football players since the ripe old year of 1776. He's with us every single Friday Friday on the program. Normal time at 8:25. We'll get back to that next Friday. And before too long, we're talking about camps and games. We cannot wait. Joe, great stuff as always. Always appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you, Joe.
Anything in the world of firearms, you're going to find it at Classic Arms. Classic Arms at 1740 Germantown Parkway, right behind Corky's Barbecue in Cordova, or shop 24/7 online at classicarmsofmemphis.com. Everything from handguns, shotguns, rifles, all types of guns, new guns, used guns. Over 700 firearms in stock is what you'll find at Classic Arms. Not only do they sell, but they will also buy and they will trade. They guarantee the lowest price. They are the only gun importer here. They do free gun inspections and free gun appraisals as well. You'll find all the top brand names, plus all the supplies, everything that you need dealing with firearms. You'll find it at Classic Arms. Again, 1740 Germantown Parkway, or online at classicarmsofmemphis.com.
This is Sports 56 Mornings with Greg and Eli on Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Available locally on your radio dial as well as around the world online at sports56whbq.com. Take us with you everywhere by downloading the Sports 56 app. And at home, just say, Alexa, play Sports 56. Wherever you are, it's easy to stay tuned to Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
It's time to get your backyard ready for the ultimate pool party with a little help from Family Leisure. If you've been sitting on the fence about taking the plunge with a pool, now's the time to take the dive. You want an above-ground pool? Done. Starting at $39.99, and that's with installation. You want an in-ground pool? Take your pick. They start at under $50,000. Accessorize that pool with a patio furniture set starting at just $9.99. Outdoor sectionals, they start at $12.99. In fact, all in-stock patio furniture sets are priced to move. And with select patio furniture sets, you'll get a free umbrella and base. Okay, you aren't looking to get into a pool just yet? Family Leisure has hot tubs that start at just $34.99. Get in shape or stay in shape with a swim spa starting at $16,999. Get your backyard, front yard, side yard, whatever, ready for fun. Family Leisure, Whitten Road at I-40, where family and fun come together.
Want out of your high car payment? The #1 Ford dealer in the Mid-South, Landers Ford in Collierville, says, don't pay too much. A special selection of new Fords are on sale. 0% APR financing available, plus 0 payments for 90 days. The drive down your payment event. Plus, get a complimentary 2-year premium maintenance plan and a $1,000 Ford SSE down payment assistance. And with top dollar for your trade, you can lower your payments even more. Shop one of the largest selections of new Fords in the Mid-South. The price you see is the price you pay. No hidden addendums. That's the Landers Ford difference. Get started now at LandersFordMemphis.com. Give us a call to schedule your test drive today. Landers Ford in Collierville. Remember, if it doesn't say Landers, you paid too much.
As reported on Ford's 2025 Total New Vehicle Sales Report, Memphis Market. Valid on select new 2025 and 2026 Ford models. With approved credit through Ford Credit. Interest accrues from inception. Complimentary 2-year premium maintenance plan available on select Ford vehicles. Coverage begins at the new vehicle limited warranty start date for 2 years or up to 25,000 miles, whichever occurs first. Price plus tax, title, license. Offers include $695 processing fee. Offer ends 8/3/26.
Hey, I've got Jason, the main man Marshall, on the line from Gossett Hyundai on the Pike. What's up, my man Jason?
What's up, Randy? It's the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, and we've got deals you won't believe. 2026 Hyundai Elantra SE, $316.01 a month. 2026 Hyundai Sonata SE, only $343.86 a month, plus 0.99 for 60 months and 1.99 for 72 months available. 2026 Hyundai Tucson SE, only $349.61 a month at 1.9 for up to 72 months or 0% for 60 months available.
And every Gossett Hyundai comes with America's best 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty and the owner assurance.
Come see me, the main man Marshall, where we're charging Ford and charging less every day at Gossett Hyundai. 1956 Kona Pike, or visit online at HyundaiGossett.com 24/7.
All 36 monthly Sonata TA 582 MSRP 38,935. Tucson TH 743,800 MSRP 31,350. Elantra TU 165,979 MSRP 25,060. Includes all rebates and incentives. PF 895 excludes tax title license for approved credit. CD for complete details. Offer valid through the month. Dealers not only.
Now back to Sports 56 Mornings.
Good morning.
On Sports 56 and 98.5 FM. Here once again, Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy.
Who do you think Bleacher Report named the top trash talker of all time?
Oh, I think they went with Larry Bird.
Gary Payton starts the list off.
Who?
Gary Payton.
Gary Payton 4. Larry Bird number 1.
I can believe Bird number 1. Anytime you feel insulted when the white dude guards you.
Well, I never realized that watching Larry Bird. I knew he got into it with guys, but I didn't know he was as much a trash talker. We didn't have social media and wasn't watching a ton of games. But from everything now, all these clips of the guys that played against him.
He was relentless.
You know, I love the fact that all those players from his era that played against him all talk about how great a player he was, deserving of top 10, trash talker, great friends. We all got along, but he was a killer. And then you got some players now that, like, they almost, like, don't believe it. It's like you got Barkley and all those guys saying this, Jordan, all of them talking about it, and they still don't, they can't believe that guy from French Lick, that hick from French Lick, did what he did, but he did.
Bird 1, Kevin Garnett 2.
Yeah.
Jordan 3.
Yeah.
Peyton 4th. Kobe 5th. Reggie Miller 6th. Barkley 7th. Rasheed Wallace 8th. Draymond 9. And Isaiah Thomas 10.
That's a good list. What do you think?
Half the list has gotten into it with each other.
No question.
There are 6 former Grizzlies on that list of the top trash talkers.
Okay, Tony Allen's on there, right?
Zach and Tony.
Nope.
Tony Allen is not on a trash talker list? 6 on the list. Okay.
Jay Will, Bonzi.
Nope.
Okay, how many were like quick in Memphis? How many of them were just a quick stop in Memphis?
1, 2, well, really all but 1 were fairly quick. 1 was
Iverson.
Around. Iverson, 14th.
Arenas,
30th.
30, wow.
So how many more we got?
I know they did top 50 of the trash talkers.
Okay. So we got 4 more to go? 4 more with Grizzlies ties?
I mean, there's one that was a longtime Grizzly that was pretty obvious.
Longtime Grizzly trash talker. It's got to be Conley. No, I'm kidding. Trash talker, longtime trash talker.
He's still a pretty prominent trash talker. Loves to talk trash to LeBron.
Oh, Brooks.
Dylan.
Yeah, Dylan.
He's 28th on their list.
Steven Adams isn't on there, is he?
No.
So we got 3 more to go?
How about either of the Gasols?
Nope.
Did Ja make it?
No.
Really?
And you said Jay Will, and that was a no, right?
Yeah, you said no on Jay Will.
How about Bonzi?
Said no on Bonzi, too.
Oh, you said Bonzi?
Yeah.
3 more with Grizzlies ties. So I mentioned guys that are prominent that played Iverson, Arenas, that played a short time. 3 guys. 3 guys. 3 guys.
Did Jaron make the list?
No.
Zebo? Anybody guess him right?
He said Zebo.
Yeah.
Costa Kufis? Who's playing in the Big 3, by the way?
If we going that way, I'm going to Jake Socolides, if that's the case.
Hamed Haddadi is actually number 12. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, I give up. Who are they?
You got Joakim Noah at 25.
Okay.
Matt Barnes at 31.
Oh, yeah.
Adam briefly.
And Marcus Smart at 34.
Okay. Yeah.
Marcus Smart's that much of a trash talker, huh?
Yeah, defensive guys like that, so you know they're getting in other guys' heads.
But yet TA's not in there.
Crazy.
I think they overlooked Tony Allen.
I think they did, too. Because I've heard Tony Allen actually go at it with Sam Cassell when Sam Cassell was coaching. So.
Right. Yeah, I think they just somehow overlooked him. That's interesting, that list. We were talking about Jalen Duren earlier. According to reports, still wants the max. He wants 5 years, $287 million. I don't know if Detroit's willing to go max with him.
Again, it's just the ego of these guys that just to say you're a max guy. Just take it.
Right.
You're going to be fine off $200 million or whatever. you're going to survive. They just want so bad to say they're a max player.
You think Penny goes to some of these guys that he coached and asks for their contribution to the program? Because it would make sense, especially if he gets some kind of $250+ million contract.
The one he needs to be going to is Phil Knight. You're going to go to anybody.
But how many people are going after Phil Knight? Probably everybody.
Penny should be included. I mean, he's got one of the top,
right?
Signature shoes on there.
Maybe he has.
But Nike's already paying him. I don't know how much money, but they already got the deal with Nike. So.
Right. But some of these players that he coached, I mean, Duran's the one that stands out. Is about to get paid an awful lot of money. Maybe give back a little bit to the program.
I think Phil individually, it's Oregon pretty much has it all. Nike obviously has their deals with everybody, but I think Phil mainly fits from his side of things. Just is all mostly towards Oregon.
And I know we're out of time, but Oregon's one where you go, okay, all that money, all those resources, they're always good. They just can't get over the top. In football, maybe it'll be this year. That's going to do it for us today. I want to thank John Varlas, Coach Charles Huff, Mike Montgomery, and Joe DeLeon for joining us on the show. And again, thanks to you folks. We always appreciate you listening to the program. If you call and you text in, hey, we always love that as well. But thank you so much. Always appreciative of that. Waldo and Friends on Sports 56 is coming up next. We're back on Monday morning starting at 7 a.m. For Eli Savoy and for Jay Ham, I'm Greg Gaston.